Okay, I'd like to call to order this meeting of the Sacramento First Five Commission for Monday, June 3rd, 2024. Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll and establish a quorum?
Yes, sir. Chair Cerna.
Here.
Commissioner Wesley.
Okay, here.
Commissioner Fernandez y Garcia. I don't see him. Commissioner Gordon is not here. Commissioner Casirier. Here. Thank you. Commissioner Katari.
Here.
And Commissioner Wirtz.
Here.
Thank you. Commissioner Kennedy. Commissioner Hassett.
Here.
Commissioner Williams.
Here.
Commissioner Evans.
Here.
Commissioner Gross. Nope. And Commissioner Callejas.
Here.
And Commissioner Moak is out. We have quorum.
Very good. Will you please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And if you could please read our statement, Madam Clerk.
This meeting of the First Five Sacramento Commission is cablecast live on Metro Cable 14, the local government affairs channel on the Comcast and AT&T Uverse cable systems. This meeting is closed captioned and live streamed at metro14live.saccounty.gov. Today's meeting replays Saturday, June 8th at 2 p.m. on Channel 14. This meeting can also be viewed at youtube.com/metrocable14.
Very good. Thank you. I want to welcome everyone to today's meeting. We've got more people in chambers than we're accustomed to, but that's a good thing. I do want to remind everyone that you're certainly welcome to address the Commission on any matter that's on our published agenda or any matter that is not. We'd only ask you to please keep your comments to 3 minutes so that everyone has a chance to address the Commission if they so choose. And with that, we do have a full agenda, so I'm going to ask our clerk to please help us get started.
Okay, item number 1, approval of the April 8th, 2024 draft action summary.
Okay, any member of the commission have any suggested changes or amendments? If not, entertain a motion, assuming we don't have any public speakers on this item.
No, sir, do not.
Okay.
Move to accept.
Okay, it's been moved. Is there a second? The chair will second. Roll call vote, please.
Chair Cerna.
Aye.
Commissioner Wesley.
Aye.
Commissioner Fernandez y Garcia.
Aye.
Commissioner Gordon.
Aye.
Commissioner Casirier.
Aye.
Commissioner Katari.
Aye.
And Commissioner Wirtz.
Aye.
Thank you. Motion passes.
All right, we're on to separate matters. And as I just mentioned, members of the public are welcome to address the Commission on any item that is not on our agenda. Getting some speaker slips here. Let's see. These are agenda items, right? Yeah. Seeing no one coming forward to the podium on off-agenda matters, I will assume that no one wishes to address the Commission then. And we'll move on to item 3, our Executive Director's Report.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Lovely to see you today. A couple of things to highlight. First, I'm really excited to say that for the first time in a long time, the Commission is fully staffed. I have two, I know, yay! 2 new team members to introduce you to today. First is Kristen Schreiber. She comes to us from Public Health. Apologies, Dr. K. We just keep taking her stellar employees and moving them across the line over to us. Kristen replaces Eric Harold as our Chief of Administration. She'll oversee our budget, contract processes, and the administrative team. A fun fact, she's fluent in 4 or 5 languages, including numbers and math. So not including numbers and math, that's even a 5th. Also excited to introduce you to Maria Hamill. Maria, you want to stand up? Yay. Maria is our new administrative services officer. She's going to be managing our office, basically, and probably doing a little bit of contracting as well. And she joins us from Department of Health Services Mental Health Treatment Center, and also is bilingual in Tagalog. So, and then also proud to share that we had 2 of our staff who were recognized by our county executive, David Villanueva, and Deputy County Executive Commissioner Kotari as exemplifying innovation as part of the county's Valued Behaviors campaign last month. So they got to come here and get recognized, and it was really nice, a nice event. I wanted to share an update on the mandated parenting classes. We talked about this right toward the end of the meeting in April, and promised to come back and talk to you. So what I can say is that at that meeting, there was just a lot of concern about what would happen around mandated parenting classes when First Five funding culminates on June 30th of this year. So we will share a little bit about that. We had been funding for $1 million a year over the last decade or so. And with the shifting of our priorities in the new strategic plan and really looking at going as upstream as possible, the commission had decided to no longer fund the mandated parenting classes. We are funding other types of parenting classes, and everything else that is part of Birth and Beyond remained fully funded. This was the one thing that we removed from our funding. And actually we've been funding them since 2009 when the Great Recession occurred. So Department of Child, Family, and Adult Services has put in a growth request for $1.3 million in next year, 24-25 fiscal year budget. And that is actually coming before the Board of Supervisors this week, I believe. Yes, tomorrow, Wednesday before the Board of Supervisors. So we've sort of lobbed it over there, and we'll see. Well, we're cautiously optimistic. So they will consider that request along with many other larger county budget requests coming through. I'll provide an update for you at our next meeting on what happens as a result of that. Moving forward to our racial equity update, at our meeting today, at the end of our meeting, we're going to have a presentation on racial equity and our efforts, and so I won't talk a lot about it here. We'll have our consultants joining us, April Jean and Stephanie McElmore-Bray. But there is an update in your packet, and I'm really excited, especially for the discussion that I'm looking forward to after our presentation today. I wanted to share that we had a visit from our county executive, David Villanueva, last month. He visited First Five, got to meet a lot of the staff. And his fun fact is that he actually worked a decade ago in our office in what is now our conference room was a giant server room. He said, icy cold, no windows, really dark, perfect for servers, and he had a little desk back in there. So he really loved what we had done with it, lightened and brightened it up. It was just our opportunity to share with him more about what we do at First Five. And he's excited to come to a future meeting. He would like to introduce himself to you all and get to know you all a little bit better. And then finally, as you know, the governors may revise. It was a bit of a shock and could result in some pretty significant reductions to health and social services that will impact children and families. There's been a lot of advocacy work going on since that was released from First Five, from us, also from our association and many of the other associations, educating our legislators on what those cuts would mean for our most vulnerable kids and families. And I am happy to say that our Senate and Assembly have come back with alternate proposals for some of those reductions. So we're cautiously optimistic. that the CalWORKs home visiting reduction will not come in at that high of a cut, and that some of that funding for CalWORKs overall will be minimized, as well as those public health investments made during COVID that are now also on the chopping block, that those won't happen. So the final budget's expected to be released later this month, and I'll keep you all posted on those impacts. And that concludes my report.
All right, very good. Thank you, Julie. Any questions or comments from commissioners about the executive director's report? All right, seeing none. Madam Clerk, no one signed up to speak on this matter?
No, sir.
All right, next item, please.
Item number 4 is the advisory committee update.
Wonderful. I believe we have Robin Blanks-Guster is in the audience, and she is a advisory committee member who will be giving our report this month.
Very good.
Thank you, Julie.
You're welcome.
Hi, I'm Robin Blanks-Guster, and I'd like to say good afternoon to everyone. It's an honor to be in front of you. I'm going to report a little bit on the advisory committee, and for the past 7 years, I've represented the grandparent seat on the advisory committee. This is the committee minute, or my take, from April 12, 2024. We always start the meeting with an icebreaker, and this time we were presented with the Dragon Breathe exercise with Snoop Dogg. So we've got to have a little bit of fun with that, and it featured the Doggyland kids. It teaches children and parents how to take deep breaths when frustrated or upset, like we all know we get with kids.
I think politicians could benefit from that.
And a healthy way to handle the emotions, besides counting to 10. Another thing that we did, the committee unanimously agreed to appoint member Darcy Barnado as an alternate to the SOS Commission. We also have committee member and PLTI graduate Alexandria Page. I don't think she's here, but she presented a training on the HOPE program, which stands for Healthy Outcomes, Positive Experiences. And it is a strength-based, child-centered, family-led program. It was very interesting, and if you guys have a chance, I would say get a hold of Alexandria and have her present. She is really good at it. Lastly, committee members received an update on the SAC Family Connect, formerly the Home Visiting Coordinating Collaborative, and the launch of the interactive website. This is a self-referral site to connect parents with the services that they need. The site also focuses on professional development for the collaborative members. Our next meeting is June 14th, which is after the budget hearings. And you all have a great day. Thank you very much.
Great, thank you. Excellent report. All right. Next item, please.
Item number 5 is our evaluation committee update.
Thank you. And I'll just start by mentioning that Robin has been a long-term member of the evaluation committee and has been very essential in her insights and participation. So I really appreciate her work as well. I don't see where she went, but oh, there you go. Anyway, I'm going to report on 2 meetings we had. We had an April 19th and a May 20th. April 19th, we did not have a quorum in person, but we had 6 total people in on Zoom. May 20th, we had the quorum, and we had a new alternate, and I'm horrible with names, so I'm probably going to get this wrong, but Kairos Chiaki. So I apologize. I'm struggling with one language, and you have 4, so please forgive me. Given the number of activities to be covered, the committee agreed to hold these 2 meetings to ensure the review of the results-based accountability evaluation plans for the contracted programs and changes to the informed consent and the family information form. So we had a lot to do. I want to just start by acknowledging the massive amount of teamwork that has gone into the creation of the roughly 16 RBA evaluation plans. And I want to give special acknowledgement to to Carmen and the first 5 staff, Alyssa and the ASR team, and each of the individual program providers who had separate meetings with evaluators to help develop those. The 3 broad RBA questions, as you probably all know by now, are how much, how well, and is anyone better off, or are any systems better off, anything better off? We continue to focus on creating good and better indicators of program success. Our hope is that these evaluation plans will be used to help improve the first 5 services to our families, our children, and our communities. And it's not just about evaluation for evaluation's sake. So the committee activities, as usual, we had robust discussions throughout these reviews with good input from staff and our partners. In the April meeting, we reviewed 4 RBAs. I was going to list them, but I won't for time. We did 2 others in March, and then in May, we did 10 more. So it was a busy time, a lot of input, and then we also addressed the consent and the family information form. And I want to just say with the informed consent form, we reworked the current form based on Santa Clara County's form. I think we clarified and separated the concepts of coordination of care from the evaluation components, which I think was a major improvement, and we expanded the time frame potentially for the consents to 3 years to make it a little more consistent and easy to, we think, less burden on families. With the family information form, both the parent, caregiver, and the child forms have been updated, and we've added some social determinants, health indicators like income and housing status, and health indicators around special needs and insurance and medical dental visits to gather more information about the context in which our families struggle and are resilient as well. And we have the shortened version for clients who don't consent to the evaluation component. Sorry for such a long report, but as you can tell, we were a busy committee. 2 additional items that, for information purposes: the Persimmon data system that we use will be locked down in mid-July for updates for a short period of time. And the first 5 staff are preparing a written response statement to address confidentiality and security concerns around data in first 5 activities. Our next meeting will be July 15th, so we have a little bit of a break. And I just want to thank all the committee members and all the partners and our staff and evaluation team for the incredible work that's involved in this effort. So that's the end of my report.
Thank you, Commissioner Wirtz. Any question on evaluation? Don't see any. Anyone sign up to speak?
Not on this one.
All right, next item, please.
Item number 6 is the Financial Planning Committee update.
I don't believe we had a financial planning committee meeting, so I think our
We
next
did not
one-
meet.
Okay, yeah. We'll meet again before the next commission meeting, though.
All right, thank you. Next item.
Item number 7, Systems Optimization and Sustainability Committee update.
All right, I'll give a quick update. We actually last met on April 16th, and during that meeting, we focused on a couple areas. We looked at our policy and advocacy, we took a look at our systems improvement, and then sustainability and ready activities. As a result of that, we took a deeper dive at looking at the livable wage value for our first 5 contracts and trying to look at it from an equity lens and thinking about how to, reassess that. So we're in the process of developing a statement around our assessment and livable implementation change readiness and for contracts from last year. So the next item that we looked at is the committee's first 5 strategic planning history document that was created actually by staff. They worked on this. And what I'm really excited about is the participatory grant making process combined with, I was thinking about Member Qatari, looking at the community making process and how those both can be interlinked. So again, how do we raise and center equity of those with lived experience that are most impacted by the systems we're trying to create? And I think, and then how that all, again, intertwines with the grant-making process. I kind of rolled a couple things into one. But nonetheless, our next meeting is June 18th. And I just wanted to say today, my daughter is actually in active labor, but I thought it was important to be here. She's a Black mom. And I'm trying to just mind my P's and Q's because, mothers, but this work is important. She actually has a condition known as POTS, and so she just sort of passes out and she has to have sodium and all this. So just know that your work is important. She's an engineer, so it crosses all social economic barriers. I was a low-income mom, but you can see no matter what, race and equity follows you, wherever you go. So thank you for all the work that you do and for all of you who show up every day to do this.
Very good. Thank you.
Welcome.
Any questions on the report out for SOS? Seeing none. No one signed up to speak?
No, sir.
All right. Next item, please.
Item number 8, recognition of the 2024 Parent Leadership Training Institute cohort and presentation of their projects.
Yay. I'm very excited.
And I'll just start by saying I do have, I think, 4 speaker slips on this item. So if there's anyone, again, that may have arrived after our initial announcements, please fill out a speaker slip if you want to address the commission on this item, and we will call you in the order that we receive them. With that, Julie?
Perfect. Well, I can't believe it's been a year since we brought our first cohort before you to share their PLTI experience. We have an opportunity today to hear from one of our original graduates on her project and the amazing outcome of her project. And then Alejandro will also introduce you to our new class of leaders who will be graduating Wednesday night, 5:30 p.m. So after that budget hearing, head right on over to Sac State Alumni Center. 6 o'clock. Okay, 6 p.m. There will be some food and drinks available, and we will get to recognize this new group. And all commissioners, staff, advisory committee members, anyone in the audience is welcome to join us. And so I will turn it over to Alex to introduce.
Pleasure to present to you an update on the second year of PLTI in Sacramento. Over the last year, alumni have been engaged in serving in advisory committees, supporting other parents in their communities, advocacy efforts at the local and even national level. They've supported the current cohorts, among other things. They and the cohort participants that you're about to hear from shortly are applying what they've learned through PLTI to use their lived experiences combined with the power of their voices to advocate for children and families. As a reminder, we did not have funding earmarked this year for parent leadership. It was through our partnership with Public Health that made not only one cohort, but 2 cohorts possible for this year, a Spanish language cohort in the South area and a English speaking cohort in the North area, thanks to our partnerships with the Mutual Assistance Network and La Familia Counseling Center. Additional partnerships that supported PLTI this year include Lead for Tomorrow, HealthNet, Anthem Blue Cross, Sacramento State University, Sacramento Republic FC, and Sacramento TOT funding. We're also very excited to be working with Sacramento Children's Home for the next 3 years to help us move this initiative forward. Before I introduce to you the first speaker, I would like to acknowledge the hard work of the PLTI team. So I'm going to ask those who are here to stand as I call their name. Samantha Sutherland, Maria Elena Pulido Sepulveda, Elizabeth Clarkson, Ramona Cárdenas, Evelyn Medina, Maria Luz Gonzalez, Michelle Garibay, Gannett Sample, Cassidy Page, Crystal Harding, and Jesse Key. Thank you. And we really could not have asked for a better team.
Very good.
They've been so amazing, and I'm sure the cohort participants here can attest to that. So I would now just like to turn it over to our speakers, and we do have a list of speakers lined up, and then when they're done, then you can call on those with the public comment. So we do have those. So I'm going to start with introducing to you to our first speaker, PLTI alumni, Kaliashi Jackson.
What a warm welcome. Thank you, guys. Hello, commissioners. I'm so honored to be here again before you. Last time I came before you, I told you that I would be back, and I am back. And I'm not just back by myself, but I brought my team with me.
Very good.
I am Kaliashi Jackson. I am the founder and president of Prices on Purpose. Because of PLTI and the first 5 commissioners gave me the opportunity to do some incredible things in such a very short period of time. I've been able to connect with Sacramento, city of Sacramento. I got to meet Maggie Crail, who is an amazing person for the cause. Shannon Williams, Earth Mama Healing. I got a chance to participate in HOPE training, which lines up with all my values. I got encouraged. One of the projects that I was able to do was, I live in the fabulous 40s in East Sac, and I'm in a wheelchair, as you can see, but even in that neighborhood, the equality wasn't equal. They didn't have access to the curb. And so because of the skills that I learned in PLTI, I was able to work with the city and get that fixed. That's what they told me. And it was because of the skills and the tools that I learned in PLTI that I was able to have the confidence to do that. And not only did I change for myself and empowered myself, I also empowered my community. There was a neighbor that was walking his dog that day, and because I was there with the city talking about the accomplishment, he had mentioned that my accomplishment was something that him and his community couldn't get done because, of course, you guys know we don't have a city council person at this time. So he was very impressed, and so was my community. And they encouraged me to keep on fighting a good fight. Because of PLTI, I began to develop a cohort, and these are the people behind me. I knew that my mission was huge. I knew that I had a vision, and I now had the skills to complete that vision. One of the projects that I launched was priceless on one of the that I launched was Prasercise. It's an exercise class and movement. The importance of this class is to reduce toxic stress for children in our community. I want to give you a small testimony, if I can. A young lady, you all probably know, a couple years ago in Del Paso Heights, a 5-year-old little girl was shot and killed in gang shooting. But there were other children in that park with her, and some of those children you see here participating in my program. We talk about reducing toxic stress. Sometimes we get counseling, but that's it. We need programs in our community that can continue to be intentional about reducing toxic stress and making sure these children have the support that they need outside of that initial trauma. The young lady that participated in my dance class told me that this was the best fun she's ever had. She watched her 5-year-old cousin get shot in the park. I don't know what counseling or resources was offered, but I know that Prices on Purpose is there to help. The Prices on Purpose mission is to support marginalized communities, primarily Black and brown girls that have suffered from human trafficking or some form of sexual assault. There are over 13,000 victims 94% of them being female, and 74% of them, 47% of them being black and brown girls here in Sacramento. I mentioned Maggie Krill and Sharon Williams because of the city of Sacramento have supported them by giving them the resources to do the research, and that's what that research comes in at. But we don't have any plan to fix the problem or to help offset the problem. Prices on Purpose and the team is here to say we are committed in the city of Sacramento to help make a difference. One of our programs that we partner up with is Northern California Coalition of Black and Brown Cowboys. Our second project will be to have a program that takes inner city kids and marginalized communities out to the ranches and connect so they can see in black men and women doing incredible things and also giving them the chance to reduce toxic stress. Horses are so healing, and a lot of our children don't have access. But Prices on Purpose is determined to make sure that our children have other means of healing in our community. So we are proud to partner up with the Black Cowboy Association. Other programs that we have in this last year, we have reached over 150 girls and 3 districts to support black girls in our community. In just this short year, we've been acknowledged by other community-based programs as being a resource for black and brown girls to help reduce toxic stress and support. On behalf of all of PLTI leadership, I want to just thank you and make sure that you guys keep your eye out for us. We have more programs and projects coming in the near future, and we look forward to partnering with the city of Sacramento to make sure that we can continue to do this work. I don't do it alone. PLTI has given me so many skills, and I'm so honored that I sit behind me a group of other graduates. And at this time, I would like to introduce Betty Clarkson. Beth Clarkson, I apologize. Beth, she's going to come and talk to you about what PLTI Cohort number 2 is doing. But in the meantime, before I leave, I just want to personally say thank you. Thank you all on the behalf of my team for believing in us. We're not done. And when I told you that I'll be back, I'm back. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Beth Clarkson, and I have had the great honor of being the site coordinator for the English language cohort of this year's PLTI program. I am so thankful for the hard work of Alejandra and Julie and Samantha in helping put this program together. You guys are the beating heart of this, and I'm very grateful to you. I am going to introduce to you Maria Elena, the site coordinator for the Spanish cohort, before you hear from some of our participants and their programs. Thank you.
Buenas tardes, es muy bueno verse otra vez. Yo estaba aquí el año pasado. Good afternoon, it's very nice to see all of you again. I was here last year. I am a PLTI alumni from the first cohort. I'd like to thank First Five for hearing that need, that the whole reason that I applied for the program was because I could apply in Spanish and for making a Spanish language cohort possible. It has been a great honor to serve as the site coordinator and be with these wonderful participants for 20 weeks. I was able to bring, I don't have generational wealth, but I have social capital, and I was able to bring my social capital to the table and create a connection with the Sac State campus as an alumni of Sac State as well. I am also the alumni coordinator for PLTI, so I've been working with Cohort 1. I look forward to introducing Cohort 2 to Cohort 1 and continuing to help them grow and build their projects and their community advocacy and activism. So proud of you, Kaliashi. Congratulations. And with that, I would like to begin to introduce the Spanish language cohort participants. They're going to give their public comment in Spanish, and then they will translate into English for you all. So I hope that you'll make a little allowance for that translation process. Thank you so much. Our first participant is going to be Gabriela Narvaez.
Buenas tardes. Good afternoon. I'm a mother but I'm not just a mother. I am a friend, I am a neighbor. I might be a grandmother one day. And I'm proud to say that I'm a PLTI parent leader. Buenas tardes, soy Gabriela, pero yo no soy solo una mamá, soy una hermana, soy una amiga, soy parte de esta comunidad. I'm going to say it in Spanish first and then in English. Soy parte de esta comunidad donde todos como padres sabemos que tenemos que aportar porque es la comunidad donde crecen nuestros hijos. PLTI nos está dando una oportunidad inmensa de aprender cómo tener una voz, cómo nuestra voz se escuche, pero sobre todo, cómo observar a nuestra comunidad para saber qué es lo que necesita. Y la parte más importante que me gusta mencionar es que nos dio la oportunidad de hacerlo en español, porque el español no es solo una lengua, es una cultura y es una identidad. Y así fue como pudimos conectar, porque entre todos sabíamos cuáles eran nuestras necesidades. Hoy estoy súper emocionada de presentarles mi proyecto comunitario, que son las tarjetas de afirmación Yo Soy. Para la época de la pandemia, yo comencé a observar que los niños, sobre todo en mi hija, que comenzaron a tener un diálogo interno, un diálogo consigo mismo muy negativo. Yo no puedo, estoy sola, no sirvo. Y como madre, las madres siempre buscamos cómo resolver los problemas. Comencé a pensar qué podía hacer. Y me puse a dibujar, yo no soy ilustradora, me puse a dibujar unas tarjetas. Y con esas tarjetas comencé a trabajar con ella. Después otras mamás me dijeron, ay, préstámelas también. Y yo se las presté y tuve un feedback maravilloso. Hoy, esta pequeña acción que fue hacer unas tarjetas para buscar cómo mi hija saliera de eso y cómo las familias que tenía cerca también salieran de ese estado mental no saludable, se ve hecho una realidad que puede ser parte de la realidad de otras familias. Y estas tarjetas lo que tienen, el objetivo que tienen es llegar a todas las familias como una herramienta de educación socioemocional, donde los padres y madres puedan conectar con sus hijos a través de ellas, porque todos los niños merecen tener pensamientos positivos todo el día, todos los días. Voy a pasar en inglés. Okay. I am Gabriela Narvaez, and with pride I can say that I am a PLTI parent leader and a member of a community, and I know that I'm not only can but must contribute to my community, where my daughter lives. In PLTI, we learn how to use our voice, but not just to use it, how to observe our community, to know what is best for us. At PLTI, we learn how to make changes, and the fact that it was in Spanish was at most importance, because Spanish is not just a language. It's an identity, it's a culture that brings us closer to all who participate, because we understand each other, we understand our needs. Today, with excitement, I want to take a few minutes to present my community project. It calls Root of Love, Cultivating Self-Esteem with Affirmation and Family Connections. During the challenging time of the pandemic, I observed a concerning trend among children, including my own daughter, that isolation and uncertainty led to negative self-talk and a decline in mental well-being. Motivated by this observation, I embarked on a journey to create a solution that not just only addresses the issue, but always fosters resilience and empowerment. I developed a set of affirmation cards designed specifically for children and teens. These cards serve as a social-emotional tool for parents to engage with their children, instill the habit, to cultivate positive and empowering thoughts, and normalize the practice of self-affirmation. Each card features a simple yet impactful affirmation accompanied by vibrant illustration, making it easy for children. I did it, and I'm not an illustrator. Making it easy for children to understand and internalize the message independently. I am enough. I love myself. I first used this affirmation card with my daughter in a very rustic type of card. Other families ask me for them, and then I receive a great feedback. My project involved distributing distributing them through organizations that provide kits to parents, such as First Five, with the new parent kits, as well as family centers like Birth and Beyond, La Familia, playgroups, and libraries. The cards come with instructions for parents that are the first step toward making a positive change for the mental health of families and of children and families. My vision for these affirmation cards to reach my vision is for this affirmation card to reach every family with our communities by promoting positive mental health practices from an early age. We can empower our children and youth to navigate life challenge with confidence and resilience. Together, we can create a culture where self-affirmation and emotional well-being are valued and prioritized. Empowering our youth begin with nurturing their mental well-being. We can sow the seed of positive and resilience within our communities, ensuring a bright future for generations to come. Our kids deserve to think well of themselves all day, every day. Thank you.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
I have a question. Do I sense a Salvadorian accent? No?
Nicaraguan.
I was close. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
Commissioner Gross?
oh, yeah.
¿Dónde puedo comprar estas tarjetas para mis niños?
Oh, well,
Ahora necesitamos las tarjetas.
¿Los podemos pasar? ¿Los podemos
No,
pasar?
quiero comprar.
okay. I'm not ready for the answer, but I will. Thank you.
I asked her where I could buy them
Right.
for my kids.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, perfect. Okay, perfect.
Great job. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. And I want to ask Javed to join. He was part of our cohort in Spanish, and he did a great job trying to speak Spanish with a lot of Spanish speakers.
Could I,
Yes, Commissioner Gordon.
on behalf of our schools, I just want to say thank you for picking out and meeting a need that is all over our county, and congratulations, and your work is much appreciated. Thank you.
Buenas tardes a todos. Es un placer, un honor estar aquí de frente de ustedes. Mi nombre es Javed, soy el padre, soy a PLTA member, soy un emigrante de Afganistán y aprendí a hablar español casi nada más tiempo, 6 meses solo. Yo aprendí español, empezar aquí. Hi, how are you doing? What's your name? Can you read my name? What do you mean? You speak English? Sure. Can you read my name? Javid? No. My name starts with J, sir. What do you mean? I said it's Javed, not Javid. So this is why I decided to learn Spanish. And ahorita, I am a Spanish speaker, si tan feliz as like 6-7 months. Okay.
Nice.
Yo tengo un proyecto. Yo soy de Afganistán, an SIV immigrant, para doblar con militares de americanos en Afganistán. Mi proyecto comunitario es compromiso comunitario para un futuro exitoso. Yo vivo en Rancho Córdoba, en Sacramento, pero mi proyecto es enfocar, ayudar, apoyar a todos los emigrantes nuevos que vienen de Afganistán, para SIV immigrants. So now I will translate it. My project, I'm from Afghanistan. I'm an SIV immigrant who proudly served as a senior U.S. Army interpreter in Afghanistan. I've been living in Sacramento, Rancho Cordova, and my community project focuses on community engagement to our successful future. So in total, the PLTA program enhanced my knowledge, my understanding, my teamwork, team build, and how to bridge the gap between this existing culture and the Afghanistan culture, particularly those immigrants who are coming. They have problems in rent, they don't speak English, they have problems with all the paperwork, and they don't know how to fill. Javed is there. So I speak about 5, 6, 8 languages, and I am like a mobile dictionary to everyone. Volunteer, no charge, nothing. I was driving Uber, manejando Uber, when I heard on the news about this great program. I Googled them, and I found Marlena. I sent an email. I'm very interested in this program. They interviewed, habla español. Sí, ¿dónde aprendiste habla español? Por la calle. Okay, la verdad. So then I decided, today is truly an honor, and I see the result that this training enhanced my Spanish language capacity and capability so that I can establish communication with my Mexican friends in Rancho Cordova. Miguel, Javi, ¿dónde está? Yo quiero ayudarme en el formulario. Can you help me this form? Sí, claro, espérame. So I felt, I said, muchas gracias, hermanito. I said, no está bien, pero nosotros estamos aquí para ayudar cada de ellos. So we are here in community. We have to support each other, teamwork, team build. So my project in total is focusing on supporting the SIV immigrants, people from Afghanistan, Iraq, and those who serve with the U.S. government in Afghanistan and they come here. I take them, help them in DMV, appointments, doctors, and looking for the apartments. When they come, they don't have credit. So I know a lot of managers, and I call them, hey, I've got Afghani family. So I help them. I provide my transportation, no money, because I have my own car, and I can afford that. And sometimes I walk with them to the wake and help them. So this is commonly the main objectives of my project, to support the immigrant, newly arrived immigrant families, self-sustainment, trust, confidence to emerge and merge them in this community. Muchas gracias, and gracias para estar aquí, and todo bien.
Good job.
Now I would like to introduce my fellow classmate, Josephine, to come and present her project.
Great.
Thank you so much.
Hi, good afternoon to everybody. Buenas tardes a todos. Mi nombre es Jasmine Quiñones y yo también soy madre líder de PLTI. Primero que nada, gracias a todos por permitirnos estar en el cohorte de español. Fue un gran honor conocer a tantas mujeres y hombres tan empoderados, la verdad. Gracias por brindarnos este entrenamiento. Les confieso que al principio todas estábamos muy inseguras de lo que se trataba PLTI, incluso muy poco platicamos, pero ya para la cuarta y quinta sesión ya nadie nos callaba. So good afternoon, and thank you all for being here. Thank you to everybody for giving us that opportunity to have a Spanish cohort, because that really brought us together. It really demonstrated how much and how many other mother leaders and dad leaders in the community, and just leaders in general. First and foremost, thank you. And I must confess to everybody that at first we all came in blinded. We didn't know really what PLTI was, but we were interested and we were committed to be there 20 sessions. And also, I wanted to tell you, and that's why everybody laughed, that in the first 4 or 5 sessions, everybody kept quiet. But after those 4 or 5 sessions, nobody could shut us up. También quiero agradecer que tuvimos cuidado de nuestros hijos, porque eso nos pudo ayudar a que nos pudiéramos concentrar y así a dar lo mejor de nosotras. Aprendimos de todo. Como miembros de la comunidad, aprendimos que tenemos una voz y que también podemos decir nuestras necesidades. También convivimos y miramos que no importa de dónde vengamos o qué trajimos con nosotros, todos queremos hacer de Sacramento un mejor lugar para nuestros niños, que son el presente y el futuro de nuestra comunidad. Juntas compartimos experiencias muy vulnerables para nosotros y gracias a los talleres y las herramientas que tuvimos, pudimos mirar y desarrollar programas para cumplir esas necesidades y que así fueran más bien prioridades. Todas en el cohorte de español les agradecemos la oportunidad de participar en esto que fue tan bonito PLTI. Les pedimos que continúen proveyendo este fondo para que así también podamos enriquecer como miembros de esta comunidad. Como restauradora en el distrito de Folsom, Cordova, voy a desarrollar un programa que se va a tratar de ayudar a muchachas adolescentes en la middle school para que así puedan ser más fuertes y fortalecer su salud mental y que sean más valientes. Hay mucho bullying en la escuela, hay muchas peleas que podemos evitar haciéndoles saber que ellas son mujeres y ya con ser mujeres sufrimos bastante. I also want to thank the director. Sorry, now in English. I also want to thank the director for giving us and providing us with childcare because that helped us moms know that our kids were safe at all times while we could concentrate on learning new things. We also learned that as community members, we can speak out and share our concerns and needs, and not only have our needs, but make something of those needs. We also learned that no matter where we're from, we all share that idea of making Sacramento the best community for our children because they are the present and the future of Sacramento. In PLTI, we shared important experiences in very vulnerable moments that we've had in our lives. Thanks to workshops, we were able to gain the tools that we needed to make those changes and give our changes and make them into priorities. We all developed programs that we felt were needed in our community. As part of the Spanish cohort, we thank you all for giving us the opportunity to participate in Spanish and showing us how beautiful PLTI is. We ask that you continue to fund this so that we can continue to enrich more members of our community. As I was saying, as part of the Folsom Cordova Unified School District, I am the restorative specialist of Sutter Middle School. And I see that there is a lot of bullying, a lot of fights going on, a lot of problems that we could probably avoid with bringing in some kind of program to help the adolescents feel that they are also part of a community, that they can be strong, that they can be self-confident. And by that, I want to share with them many workshops, about 10 of them to be exact, about different things like self-care, everything that is important for a girl, because as a woman, we go through enough already, like to put each other down. So thank you.
All right.
Thank you. Now I present to you my also fellow cohort, my also fellow classmate, Dayanira.
No sé si necesite el otro lado. I don't know if I'm gonna need that date for my chairperson, but I'm fine. Buenas tardes. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm gonna read first in Spanish and then I'm gonna try my English. Muy buenas tardes, comisionados y personas que se encuentran presentes. Mi nombre es Edmi Deyanira Gómez y soy parte, orgullosamente, de este primer grupo de PLTI en español. Gracias por la oportunidad que tengo de poder expresarme ante ustedes. Y lo que quiero decirles es que el haber participado en estas clases ofrecidas en español me llena de alegría y esperanza para nuestra comunidad, ya que esta comunidad hispana, sobre todo los padres y madres que queremos lo mejor para nuestros hijos, que son el presente y el futuro, pueden obtener las habilidades y las herramientas necesarias para poder ayudarlos. Entonces, es una gran oportunidad estas clases cuando tuvimos la gran oportunidad de ver las necesidades de nuestra comunidad y en base a eso crear nuestros proyectos. Como han visto, estos proyectos que solo han presentado 3 de mis compañeros son magníficos, al igual que pienso que es el mío. Definitivamente, lo que les pido como madre y como miembro de la comunidad del Condado de Sacramento es que por favor destinen los fondos que sean necesarios y si pueden más a este tipo de programas y sobre todo a estos grupos, a este cohort en español, para que no solo unas cuantas personas se beneficien, sino que podamos seguir invitando y invitando sobre todo a toda la comunidad que quiera tener el beneficio de este programa. Mi proyecto está basado en mi propia experiencia. Cuando yo, siendo una madre inmigrante, llego a este país y veo que para mis hijos la educación va a ser difícil porque no es en español y yo no iba a poder ayudarlos. Gracias a Dios, mis hijos dejaron de ser aprendices de inglés. Su madre siguió siendo aprendiz de inglés hasta ahora, pero orgullosamente puedo decir que ahora son unos jóvenes exitosos y trabajando en lo que les gusta y aparte les pagan. Entonces, ese es uno de los orgullos que tengo y de lo que yo quiero proveer con mi proyecto a otros padres, que siempre vamos a querer el éxito mejor para nuestros hijos. Como proveyendo algún taller de información de cómo involucrarse o cómo ayudar a nuestros hijos en las escuelas, y no solo en las escuelas, sino también en casa, proveerles un ambiente donde ellos puedan desarrollar sus tareas, desarrollar una buena salud para poder estar asistiendo a escuela constantemente. Y pues definitivamente vuelvo a recalcarles, por favor, ayúdenos con los fondos necesarios para seguir apoyando a este proyecto. Gracias. Gracias. I'm going to try my English now. Good afternoon, Commissioners. My name is Edmida Yanira Gomez, and I am part of the first Spanish cohort of the PLTI, Parent Leadership Training Institute. I am really thankful for the opportunity to be here and the opportunity that I know all of you are hearing me. I just want to tell you that participate in these classes offered in Spanish make me feel comfortable to understand everything that I wanted to learn. I feel joy and optimism for my Spanish community because these programs, it's going to be a place to obtain information in our language and how to help our children, as well as other members of the community through our different projects that you're here. They're awesome. I hope mine is one. Also, so this project of mine, it's about information of the parents at schools. As a mom that came from Mexico, I really was worried when I knew my son and my daughter, they were to the school where they don't speak English. So now they, from 5th grade, they were out to the program English Learners. Mom is still being an English learner, but it's okay with me. So this opportunity with my project is to share that information that parents need to know about how can they involve at schools and they can advocate for the rights of their children at school, and also know all the information that it's hard to know. Sometimes we didn't know. It's hard to hear about FAFSA. It's hard to hear about English learners. It's hard to know that. Why did you say my son is an English learner? So he speaks well, but he speaks Spanish well. No, so now I say, okay, if my son is an English learner, I want all the help the school can give him for his education. I'm very proud now that my son and my daughter are well members of the community, and I'm proud that they are working because they love what they do, not because, and in addition, they say they pay me because I do my job. So it's glad to hear that when they say that. So I really please ask you to support this program as PLTI, so more members, for more parents and mothers of the community can get the skills and the tools to help their children, and not only their children, as I don't want just this for my son and my daughter. I want for every kid in the county, in the city, in the state, in the country. So please give us the support to continue helping more parents. Thank you.
As she said, aren't those some really wonderful projects coming out of our Spanish language cohort? We have 20 parent leaders who will be graduating from the English language cohort as well, and their projects are all inspiring and wonderful as well. I personally could not have picked which parent leaders would be here to present to you today, so they voted for themselves. And I would like to introduce you to the first of our 5 parents speaking today. We have Miss Diana Harris.
My nerves are dancing everywhere. It's a privilege and an honor to go behind our Spanish cohort. We didn't get to commune with them as often as we'd like during the 20 weeks, but it's a privilege and an honor to hear that they've been doing great things as well. First, let me introduce myself. My name is Diana Harris. Thank you for the opportunity to speak before you today. It's a privilege and an honor out of 20 people to be selected to be one of the 5 to tell you anything about me. I just happened to come across the flyer when I signed up for PLTI. I didn't know what to expect, so needless to say, I had little expectations. But I'll say it exceeded far beyond what I ever imagined. We talked about racial barriers, color lines, and social economic statuses. We were very uncomfortable. There were many tears shed on many days. Sometimes we even walked out with attitudes and didn't want to talk to each other. But we turned to class because we knew a change had to be made, or we wouldn't have been feeling like we were feeling. Mr. Cerna, thank you for coming into our class and talking to us. You showed me that politicians actually are real people and they actually care about what we have to say. You were down to earth, and any questions that we had, you answered, and then you opened the floor for us to talk to you again if our nerves were too dancing all over the place like mine are now, and we thought about them later. In our limited space, I didn't like social media coming into this class. Politics were in that space too. I narrowed down my bubble because there's so much negativity, and I chose to weed it all out. But through this 20 weeks, I've learned how to navigate social media in a positive platform, and actually how it can be helpful to me, my project, and our communities. I also learned that politicians aren't so bad either. I'm starting a nonprofit nicknamed FLIP. It stands for Financial Literacy Independence Preparation. It assists at-risk and underserved communities with basic banking, budgeting, saving, and household financial needs. Through workshops, independent teaching, and periodic follow-ups, we'll gauge people's success. Here in Sacramento, we have one of the highest rates of unhoused community populations. Though many of them work, they are unable to afford to live where they work, mainly because of financial illiteracy. Essentially, they do have the money, but they don't know how to spend it effectively or efficiently, and so they can't pay bills on time, leading to evictions and therefore being unhoused. What we accomplished as strangers that became family individually and collectively in 20 weeks, I can't really capture in 3 minutes, but I can say I am hopeful for our children, our families, and our communities moving forward. Thank you all for your support thus far. However, we need your continued support, and we even need it to magnify. The easier, not the easiest, but the easier part was to complete this class. The changes we desire to make are on the table, but now the hard part begins, putting those changes into action. It takes work, the real blood, sweat, and tears, so to speak. We need your encouragement, your constructive feedback, your ears for the challenging days, your heart during the celebratory stages, your minds when we get stuck and just can't seem to think of anything else, and last but not least, we need your money. So in conclusion, this is only the beginning of our long yet very rewarding journeys, and you will be hearing from us again in the near future. Thank you for your time, and we look forward to how you can contribute to us making the changes we desire. Thank you. The nerves are better because I'm done. But let me introduce not only my friend, but my sister and my cohort, Imelda.
All right.
Good afternoon, commissioners. Thank you for letting us speak individually on what we're working on and also what you guys are going to look forward to in the future. My name is Imelda. I'm gladfully alumni for this year's cohort. Thank you. And also a Spanish speaker and an ASL intermediate signer. I've come from a blended family. I grew up with a blended family, stepdad, so on. I also right now have currently 6 children within my own blended family with my husband, Vincent Scolari. And he's been also, not only has a cohort been a major part of keeping me within the last 20 weeks attendance and also transportation, but also keeping that family at home still going as I'm pursuing my community project. As a community, we must create a better quality of life and support system for our families entering and exiting the family court system. We should use this as a case-by-case approach. We need to better equip the parents and families and their children with the tools and resources they need for successful outcomes and living beyond this stressful time and process during their lives. No one family is the same. Our approaches shouldn't be either. PLTI has given me the incredible opportunity and the child care support that I needed. Legal aid today is impacted. Child support hearings are backlogged 8 months. Families in need usually continue without counsel due to their financial disparities. Fee waivers are not enough. Additionally, structures within our community like La Familia, Birth and Beyond, SAC Kids Coalition, First Five, Measure L, CASA, are all, and many more, are all offering an opportunity to unite families and promote assistance, whether through financial aid, counseling services, resources, and other community programs that are aimed to strengthen the familial bonds we have in our community. By actively engaging and protecting our children's rights and offering support to the families that during the time of the challenges, during the challenging days of their time, society can then approach and contribute to the well-being and cohesion of their members, ensuring a brighter future for all. prisonpolicy.org in August 2022 state that half of the people in prisons are parents of minors. 75% of these children are expected to follow during this transition. 1 in 5 are under the age of 4. As a community parent leader, I'm the intervention. I will remain smart G, as I learned in my cohort, which means specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, timely goals. And I will continue this for many years to come, hopefully. Thank you. I would like to introduce one of our literacy programs that Robin would like to come up and enjoy talking to you guys about her community project. Thank you.
Hello, everyone, and good afternoon. My name is Robin Battle, and I would like to first say, let's clap it up for each and every last one of us being here today, because we made it. The proposition that I would like to propose is this community project, the Little Free Library Movement, which is a great opportunity for families all over the world. It's a win-win situation. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain. It all started with me attending the Parent Leader Training Institute class on Wednesdays, held at the Robinson Community Center. There, they asked me what was my purpose and my passion that I could change or benefit the community. So I had this vision for the community coming together, sharing some of their favorite books and games. We have been granted a location with the help of Mutual Assistant Network at 810 Grand Avenue, the Firehouse Community Center in Del Paso Heights. It aligns with the majority of demographics. 1, it's fun and entertaining. 2, it helps tackle low literacy rates. 3, it's 24 hours for kids and parents. 4, it's a sharing network. And 5, it offers a wealth of knowledge. Please keep in touch so that you can come out and join us at our grand opening. There will be some update information on our Facebook page, Master Legacy. We also have an Amazon wish list at Master Legacy, and we also have a Cash App at Master Legacy. Once again, this is Master's Legacy, the Little Free Library, and I would like to thank you in advance for all of your support. My heart is ready to serve and uplift those who cross my path. The children are our future. This has been a fantastic and educational experience, and I would like to thank each and every last one of you for your time. Thank you. Now I would like to introduce our next guest speaker, Yasmin.
Good afternoon. My name is Yasmin Herrera Vilches, and I am a parent leader. For the past 20 weeks, I have been a participant of the Parent Leadership Training Institute. It has been an amazing opportunity to come together with other parent leaders of our communities and really learn civic skills, learn to come together and put into for myself, put into action the passion that I have to support members of my community. I am a parent of 3 boys, an adult and 2 younger boys. My eldest son has autism, so he has a cognitive disability. I saw that there was a need in my community. I live in Rancho Cordova, and that need was Project Lifesaver. Project Lifesaver works at municipal level, and they will come out and train the police and the first rescuers to bring people that are participant in the programs. The participants will wear a radio transmitter that will help them locate if they wander. The program works at a national level, and the recovery rate is 100%. It cuts from 4 hours to about 10 minutes. And it's a wonderful initiative. It started bringing elderly folks home, people with Alzheimer's. It started in Chesapeake, Virginia in 1999, and then it just expanded. It's in 41 states. It's around in the greater Sacramento area, but it hasn't been active in my Rancho Cordova community. So that's a need that I definitely see that is pressing in our community, and my efforts are working with the police department. I've applied for a city grant. I actually was directed to a smaller grant, so it's just a process of bringing it forth. But thank you for the time that you have, for your presence, for your attention, for uplifting us, parents, leaders of our community, to be more engaged, to put our efforts, to put our ideas, to problem solve, and uplift our children. That after what has been said, our children are present, our future of Sacramento. So I just want to thank you. I want to definitely unite with the voice of keep supporting us, keep funding us. It is an amazing initiative. So thank you so much.
Thanks, Jasmine.
Take a minute to raise this up. All right, hello everyone, how you doing? It's fantastic to be here. Hello, Ms. Lawanda, it's good to see you again. Hi. All right, my name is Justin Margolis. My project revolves around fatherhood. I am grateful to be here. I'm grateful to have this opportunity to share a little bit about myself. Fatherhood is important to me not only because I am a father, but because I think this project started for me way back in 2003 when I became a single father. I have 2 children. The oldest is 25, the youngest is 21. But I was able to do this PLTI, which I'm grateful for because I currently have guardianship with my significant other of a little boy who just turned 5. I wasn't really prepared to start parenting all over again. I thought I was done, had no kids in the house, and then it's a 5-year-old with some special needs. So it's been a journey. It's taught me a lot about myself. Parenting is a lot different with someone else's child, but when it comes to special needs, and especially when I thought my parenting cap every day was kind of over. But back to my project. It's really important to me because fatherhood is important. I think there's a lot of programs that do support fathers and fatherhood, but I think that representation is important. And individuals like myself who come from communities of color, especially with harsher backgrounds. I've been incarcerated twice as an adult, been incarcerated as a minor, product of the system from about 12 years old all the way to 30 years old. And so there's not a lot of opportunities for us, for people like me who have been to prison, who have a prison record. We're a lot of times we're discounted, discredited as not good fathers. We don't want to be fathers, or we just don't know how to parent. And that is false I think on every single statement, except there's a population of dads who just bounce out, and that's what they choose to do. But a lot of us don't have the opportunity and don't have representation. And so lucky enough for me, I think becoming a single father was a big deal. It put my life on track. It gave me a focus to get out of trouble, get off parole. and just really focus on what was important. That's put myself back together as well as my children. I do have a high A score. There's been a lot of trauma in my life. And to be able to kind of turn that around to do the things I'm doing today is a testament to just hard work, skill, and individuals who have been there to support me in the process. I do have some training with Nurturing Fathers, parent cafes, boot camp for new dads, and one of the ones that is very special is called Inside Out Dad, which you go into facilities that work with fathers who are incarcerated to be better dads. And so a lot of times people don't want to, they want to be fathers, they just don't know how. They just don't have someone who's been there before to show them, like, you can still do it. You can do it even though you've been in trouble, even though you've been through a lot of adversity. It doesn't mean you can't show up every single day, even while you're in prison. And for me, when I was incarcerated, it was important for me to still send a little bit of money that I had back for diapers and things like that. So being able to kind of champion fatherhood, I'm the only dad that was in my cohort as well. I wanted to make sure that was known, because it was special, because I have a lot of amazing people in my cohort that were there, that showed up, that did a lot of hard work. But I was always making sure we put that fatherhood aspect in there. So for me, it's really getting a group of dads together within the Sacramento community who are willing to kind of have conversations, show up, do some nurturing father stuff, do some trauma-informed stuff, and really talk and come together. And really be able to say that we did this together, because a lot of times fatherhood groups, they charge, or the people that are leading them don't look like us, and I think having that representation is important. So that's kind of a little bit about me, a little bit about my project. That's what I'm here for. I do want to thank everyone for the support that you've given us, for showing up to our PLTI cohort, for being there, for just all the support. We do want the support to continue in the future. And just in general, as for PLTI, from everyone, I just want to say thank you very much. It's been very special to kind of be a part of this. I've only been in Sacramento for about 2 years now. I was in Chico for about 20 to 25 years. So this opportunity also gave me an opportunity to grow within Sacramento, meet other people, and just kind of branch out a little bit more. So we are very grateful for the opportunity. I'm grateful for our leadership, for PLTI, for those that really support us and will continue to support us. Thank you very much.
And that concludes this part of the presentation.
All right. Man, I wish our board meetings went like this. All right. We do have some folks that have signed up to speak on this matter, so I will call them in the order that I received their speaker slips. First up is Josiah Hartz. All right.
Hello, everyone. My name is Aaliyah Middleton. I am a peer mentor at Priceless Gems and a PhD candidate at UC Davis.
Nice.
I am Josiah Hartz, also a mentor at Priceless On Purpose. I am a caregiver.
This work is very important, and I want to start off by thanking you guys for funding it. Based on my own research and just looking around, I've been studying sex work from undergraduate to graduate for over 10 years. Right now, I'm doing a dissertation on sex trafficking in Sacramento, and I know how much of an issue it is. And on top of that, there are no culturally responsive agencies or services for the Black community in particular. Earlier, Callie showed a statistic about 47% of victims being Black and brown. I think just Black, right? Just Black. That is a really big problem, and it's an issue that we really need to pay attention to. 10% of Sacramento County is Black. So what does that mean when 47% of our victims are Black? This is a systemic issue. I've learned through my own research it's generational. We have grandmothers, mothers, and children all on the same stroll in Sacramento County, and nothing has been done about it. This is an issue that really needs our attention.
Kaliashi moved next door to me when I was about 11 or 12, and I lived in public housing, a really bad neighborhood. My mom, she tried her best to make our neighborhood good, but she needed someone else that was going to help her, and Kaliashi came in at a perfect time. She really was my savior. I made her my godmom. Usually people get appointed godmoms, but I made her my godmom because she was just this amazing person that came into my life. And all my life I heard that it takes a village, and it really does take a village. And she provided all these great resources to distract me from all the bad things that were going on around me. She gave me makeup. She got me involved in crocheting, jewelry making, all these different activities, gardening, that just gave me so much life. And we're here to do that for other young girls, young boys. Just give them something else to focus on, give them something that they can look forward to doing, give them something that they can eventually maybe sell, entrepreneurship, teach them things that they can learn. We're just here to help, and we need you guys to help too. We need everyone to help. I heard a lot of good people out there that I also want to connect with. Like, we need the resources. We want to be here to help these kids, and we need you guys' support. We need the money. We need the support system. We need educators. All you guys are in great position to just give out just your mind. That's enough. Thank you so much.
All right. Leah?
Oh, that was me.
Okay, gotcha. All right. All right. Of course. Perfect timing, Crystal.
Okay, I guess that's that. Okay, I'm going to try something. Let's see if you all can follow along. P-L-T-I. Okay, P-L-T-I. Okay, when I say parent, you say leader. Parent. Leader. Parent. Leader. When I say leader, you say the fathers. Leader. Fathers. I tried. Hey, y'all. Peace and love. Thank you so very much for having me. Crystal Harding. I had the privilege to serve as the first cohort here in Sacramento, and then I got the opportunity to serve as a facilitator, and I was blown away. It takes it to a whole nother level. There's one thing to get the information, but to take the information, invite the conversation, facilitate the curriculum, a whole nother level. So it took my leadership, my skills up one. I want to first tell y'all thank you for the experience. We look forward to more years to come. I want to shout out, I was able to attend the First Five Summit. I saw Dr. Wesley there. I saw First Five there. It was amazing. We also had the Green Garden Gathering hosted by our current cohort, but the alumni showed up. Then we was all up in that thing. And then shout out to our guest speakers. We had Elijah Orr with Senator Angelique Ashby's office. Miss Danielle Lawrence over there with Mutual Assistance Network. Man, I tell you, when community comes together, that collective impact and power it resonates. So we want to tell you thank you, Ms. Shantae and the leadership at Robertson Community Center where we met. Supervisor Phil Cerner came through. You heard what he did. Y'all heard. You coming back. We'll see you again. And then we had KCRA, Ms. Danielle Wilburn, Sac State, Ms. Linnea Lewis, Tim Choi, Dr. Wesley, Commissioner Gross came through for our power session. We were just really excited to take this information and take it to community. So I'm going to stop there because as an ambassador, y'all see I'm here. I'm here, and I'm sharing. And I'll leave it at that. Let's continue to amplify our communities, continue to do the work, and we look forward to seeing you next time. Peace.
Hey, Crystal. Crystal, I just have one question.
What's up?
I want to know what you have for breakfast every day.
Let me tell you, I dropped the kids off at school. That's what happened, okay? Dropped the kids off at school. They're safe, and I came here. This is what brings the energy. The people in the room, the people in the way. So power to the people over profit.
All right. Our last speaker on this item is May Copeland.
Buenas tardes, me llamo Esmayo. So not only do I know ASL, me habla español, and I speak English, I was So, I wanted to be in the Spanish cohort so bad. My baby is a mixed baby. Love it. She is a Latina diva, and she is African American. She has so much potential, and she's coming from me. She will face the world with an iron fist and a sword of knowledge to be ready. I wanted to let you know that I am a doula. I am a member of the community living in the Oak Park area. I am pleased to be included in this PLTI program. I am a doula that is so prideful of my heritage. Not only am I here to be a doula to make a difference for African American mothers as well as brown mothers, it is mothers in general. There is a massive mental health issue that is going on and people are turning a blind eye. I would like to thank all the people who stand behind me that are pushing me to be excellent, pushing me to be better. The people in front of me that can provide this opportunity for us, not only for individuals such as myself, but out in the community who can make a financial difference. My doula practice will serve those mothers through nutrition, through gardening, which I am so thankful for knowing Morgan, which is the owner of Color the Block, as well as Keisha, both of them are not here today, which is July Forward. So those are two organizations that have been started in the PLTI cohort. Whoop, whoop, PLTI. I would like to serve the mothers with nutrition such as gardening, self-care, cooking, meal prep, as well as parenting classes. I have taken parenting classes through Sacramento Children's Home, which is also a collaboration of 7000 Franklin, which is the Valley High Resource Center. Thank you so much, Alejandra, as well as Michelle, as well as Andrea, who sits on the board of many different organizations, which I am affiliated with. I just completed a class, which is called Effective Black Parenting, which was very eye-opening. I am also in a class which is called Making Parenting a Pleasure. How many parents can say that? Making parenting a pleasure. I am also going to be finishing that class, but for most of all, it is the funds that continue to keep a project like this available, accessible, and open to all. Whether you habla español, whether you sign language, or even if you speak Tagalog, Russian, English, slang, whatever your native tongue is. It is programs like this that reach out to the communities where our feet can't go. It is the funds that continue to strive and drive such organizations such as PLTI, such as the 7000 Franklin, such as the Sacramento Children's Home, such as the First Five. Birth and Beyond, they know I want to be on their council. However, it is funds such as that continue to make the steps where we can't reach. Some of those people, they are in the places where even our legacies are unknown. So it's the funds that you people here reach out to all of us that sit in the seats. It's the funds that make the difference for our community. My organization is called Health to Grow, and I would like to reach many other mothers as well as young girls who are becoming mothers. So thank you so much for the opportunity, and I appreciate you all.
Thank you. All right. I think we have probably a few comments coming from commissioners. We'll start with Dr. Kasiri.
Thank you. I'll try to make sure that I can say what I want to say without crying. This has been very emotional, very exciting to hear the impact on lives. I want to thank Julie for bringing this program to Sacramento. I remember when I heard the first report from the first cohort last year, I went back and told my staff, you need to listen to this, we need to look into this, we need to partner with First Five. So thank you for mentioning the public health funding. I also wanted to point out to Chair Cerner that actually this is part of the health and racial team, the work that they've been doing, and wanted to acknowledge Tim Choi, who came in kind of late. So you'll have to listen to the rest of the meeting, because I think what is going on here is really powerful. But it's part of the work that we've started and we're continuing to work on in Sacramento in intentionally working on health and racial equity issues. So very exciting, and yeah, I'm hoping that there'll be another cohort. Looking forward to more stories. I wish that all of them had the opportunity to speak to us and tell us the impact and the programs that they have. So again, thank you, Julie, for your leadership.
Thank you, Dr. K. It's really Alejandra Librado who brought this program to Sacramento. She deserves all the props there.
Commissioner Hassett.
I just want to say thanks to everyone for your creative solutions to ending violence in our community, to setting kids up for success. You know, I run a big organization that's really limited by what the government will pay me to do, and we're not going to do it without people in the community coming up with creative, grassroots, community-driven solutions and identifying the problems yourself and then banding together and coming up with ways to get past them. So I'm just so inspired by all of you and so grateful for everything that you're doing out there in the community.
All right. Commissioner Wirtz.
Yes, this was amazing. I've learned so much. I thought I was an organizer in some way, but this has been amazing. And Michelle, you know, we just talked in the prevention cabinet about this, and the thing I've learned here is that I've always known that the community has the power, but I've also known that individuals tend not to be able to exercise that power because the systems are so complex and so on. So what I learned today from your incredible efforts is that with support, individuals in the community can begin to take, as you say, power, as Crystal said, power to the people. It is about power, and you need support to do that. And what I think that this program shows as a model for Sacramento County and beyond is that you have site coordination, you have training, you have childcare, you have group support, you have action projects, and you have language openness to that. All of those are essential qualities and components to allow you to be empowered. And I'm impressed with what you've done with that. I'm impressed with the investment that First Five has been able to make in turning people who often feel as individuals that we have no power, no way to act. This effort shows you that together and with the tools of learning about politicians and learning how the system works, you can make a difference. So this is a model, and you represent the reason for doing that this is what community needs if we're going to make the long-term changes and structural changes, because some of our problems have been around for generations. I mean, we sit up here and we talk about infant mortality, and the disparities have not changed over the decades. So it's when community decides together that they have the skills and the power to make the changes we need that we will see those structural and systemic changes. So my hat off to you. I learned so much today that it's just wonderful to see what you've done. So thank you.
Great. Commissioner Wesley.
All right, try to say this without crying. I just want to say to all of you, I always knew that we have the answer as a community. I never doubted it. You needed support. You needed the stage. You needed the collective wisdom of each other. And I want to say that you made your ancestors proud today. And as I stand as a mother of 5, a single mom of 5, and now a grandmother of 6 soon, prayerfully, I'm watching my phone. I want to say that you exuded love today, and I hope that we give the love back to you.
All right. Commissioner Gross.
Hello. I'm so glad that so many of you were able to come and tell us about your projects here. But I also want to let you all know that Samantha texted me and said she's going to send us a list of what everybody's working on. And then I want everyone in the room to know that everyone up here has a publicly available email address on the First Five website. So if you have a specific need, some of you shared it today, but if there's something that you need somewhere, you need someone to forward something or talk you through something, please reach out. My name is Rebecca Gross. You can send it to me. You can send it in Spanish. Please do. I'm practicing. And I'm so glad that you guys were here today.
Commissioner Katari.
Thanks. I just want to echo appreciation for everyone who spoke today and everyone who's here, who's graduating. This is an amazing feat, and it just inspires me every day to hear the boots on the ground work that's going on and the passion that you bring and the courage that you bring to your work. We're having a lot of conversations at the county about how we can make investments into the work that you're doing, into the small nonprofits that serve our communities and have built trust with the communities you serve. And so thank you for your work, and I look forward to learning more and hearing more as we go forward.
I guess I'll chime in here too. As was referenced a few times, I had the unique opportunity for the second time in as many years to join the folks that are graduating to hear directly from them, kind of mid-process, what their projects were all about. We engaged in great conversations just about kind of civic participation, and it was just as much refreshing for me to hear from you about your life experiences and how the PLTI program is benefiting you. And I really can't stress enough how inspirational you all are, and it really gives me a lot of hope. Hope is interpreted differently by everyone, and sometimes as an elected member of the Board of Supervisors, I have to be honest, I kind of lose hope once in a while. But it's really good and healthy that we have these types of people and this type of programmatic structure to kind of heal that the lack of hope that some of us face. So just know when you leave these chambers today that I think all of us have kind of reinvested ourselves in hope for this community based on the great work that you're all doing. I do have some questions. Is there any way we could really maybe reach out perhaps differently, or I would leave it to more creative minds than myself, but to have more fathers participating, I think is something we ought not to be afraid to kind of really tailor an approach that really welcomes that opportunity for fathers. And then, Julie, I just want to make sure I understand, maybe Dr. Siri can help here. Is the program for 24-25 fully funded?
Yes.
Okay.
In our new strategic plan, we have fully funded PLTI for all 3 years.
Okay.
We just had a gap year in between, and Dr. K stepped up and covered both cohorts for us.
So I just wanted to... Yeah. I just wanted you to remind us all, because there certainly was a consistent concern or advocacy that was stressed by the speakers, which is, fully fund us, and rightfully so. So I just want to make sure no one leaves today thinking that we're not going to fund you. So.
Can I add to that? We have committed funding for the 3 years, which is one cohort a year. So we are open to other partners if we want to do English and Spanish again, because at this time it would only be one cohort a year. So if anyone has any ideas, we would love to partner to continue to do this.
Very good. Thank you all.
Wondering if we could get a quick picture?
Yeah,
Could we
let's
bring
do
the
it.
team in? And
Yeah, why don't we meet all in the well here?
Perfect.
Let's get all the commissioners down there, too.
A tough call.
It's fine. I was already kind of.
All the important people in the front.
Let Aaron wrangle everyone. Or they want Yes, sir.
I'm gonna have to leave early.
Okay. So hold on. Don't leave real quick.
Leave by about 3.
I need to know what size shirt it is. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, but we might have to.
Kylie. Oh, sorry, honey. I was able to donate to them. Hold it. Right there.
So the most flexible ones are in the front. They can be underneath.
Those flexible ones. Do you want to put that up on the counter right there, maybe?
Yeah, right here. Look.
She said put it right here. Hold it.
Put it right here.
Watch the hand right there, though.
Okay, everyone push back. And hold your breath.
Go right ahead. Have the chair if you like. Sit in your way. You're fine. You're fine.
Oh, yeah, this is Bring it back, you guys, a little bit.
Yeah, no, you're good. I'll stay out.
Perfect, perfect. Justin, you might want to come forward. Sure. You're a tallie.
Just one quick squeeze in. It looks great.
All right, and then on 3, can we get a PLTI? 1, 2, 3.
PLTI! And then, of course, we need a 1, 2, 3, a first 5. Yes. 1, 2, 3. First 5!
What size shirt do you want? We're going to do women's polos.
I don't know. Some of them run small, some run large. I don't know.
Okay, so if they run small, then what size do you want? I'll
If
make
they
a note.
run small, then it would be medium. If they if they run small, I need a large.
Okay.
But if they run kind of big,
We still have the balance of our commission meeting.
That we do.
Julie?
Yes.
I know that we have a number of items that we need to formally vote on.
Yes.
And I'm fearful we may lose people.
Yes.
So can we have the staff reports be very, very abbreviated?
Yes.
Very good. And Mr. Gordon is already backstage.
Perfect.
So we're good on recusals for this item, which is?
Item number 9 is approve funding recommendations within the 24 strategic plan priority areas of racial equity and diversion and inclusion, health and well-being, child care quality in the amount up to $590,000.
Very good. Thank you.
Great. This is the fourth tranche of money coming down out of the strategic plan. This funding up to $590,000 would fund the Sacramento County Child Care Coalition work, which is $90,000 over 3 years for child action, and then parent cafe trainings, which is $50,000 over 3 years for Sac County Office of Education. It will fund our internal ready work, $150,000 over the 3 years with Pure Genius Consulting, and $300,000 over 3 years to fund our participatory grant-making process, and that is with Touchstone Leadership Group. Staff are recommending all are approved, which will spend out that funding in our approved spending plan.
Very good. Thank you. Any questions of staff by commissioners? All right. See none. Madam Clerk, do we have anyone sign up to speak on this?
No, sir, we do not.
All right. Very good. With that, then, I would entertain a motion.
I'll move to approve.
Okay. It's been moved. Is there a second?
Second.
And there's a second. Roll call vote, please.
Chair Serna.
Aye.
Commissioner Wesley.
Aye.
Commissioner Fernandez y Garcia.
Aye.
Commissioner Evans.
Aye.
Commissioner Casirier.
Aye.
Commissioner Katari.
Aye.
And Commissioner Wertz.
Aye.
Thank you. Motion passes.
Welcome back, Commissioner Gordon.
Phil, you may want to stay there because we got 2 more going out. Sorry.
Does Dr. Kasiri need to?
Dr. K?
No, I don't believe so.
Thank you.
All right. Next item.
Item number 10, amend attachments and reauthorize the executive director to negotiate and execute contracts for programs in the 24 strategic plan priority areas of health and well-being, systems improvement, and evaluation services in the amount up to $13,650,207.
All right.
Thank you. This is what happens when your executive director does not have a chief of administration for 6 weeks. A couple little things fell through that you already voted and approved, and so I had to make some minor amendments, and I just wanted to let you know what those were and have you approve them again. So the first one is that in the approval that you gave to partner to fund Birth and Beyond, we accidentally said that all of the funding was going to go to the Child Abuse Prevention Center. And actually, in order to claim MAW funding, which is Medi-Cal Administrative Activities, we had to list out each of the Family Resource Center lead agencies. So we have to amend that attachment, which is in attachment 1, which is in your packet. And so this would make that happen. And then the second little thing that needs to happen is that at the April meeting, we inadvertently listed Sierra Health Foundation as the contractor for our Black Child Legacy campaign work. And actually that money goes through the Department of Child, Family, and Adult Services. They're the lead on the contract with Sierra Health Foundation, and they match us $1 for $1 for that $100,000. So correcting that. And then the final one, also at the April 8th meeting, we inadvertently gave only a 3-year contract for our agreement with ASR, our evaluators, and we actually fund them for an extra 6 months at the end. So it should have read 3.5 years, and that's because as the agencies enter their data, the data doesn't all get entered in until sometime in October, and then they create that final annual report for you, which is presented to you all toward the end of the year. So we needed the extra 6 months and just didn't. So the dollar amounts on all of those stay exactly the same. We just needed to make the little tweaks in order to operationalize them all.
Very good. Thank you. Any questions? Yeah, Commissioner Wirtz.
Two things. Does the reimbursement through the MAA increase because of this, or does it just allow it to happen?
It allows it to happen.
Okay, so no change in the amount we might get from that?
No, we still anticipate about $340,000 a year.
Okay. And then just the other question about the Applied Research Survey Research Group. They're listed as a subcontractor for CAPC, and then they're listed separately. Correct. And that's separate from their work with us.
Correct.
Overall. So, but that is that all included in the evaluation numbers when we see the budget, or is this? So
for us overall, this ASR contract is related to, yes, it has part of their Birth and Beyond. They usually do like a separate report out on Birth and Beyond,
right.
A separate report for our Black Child Legacy campaign work, and then the overall annual report for the commission. Within CAPC's contract, they also do subcontract a smaller amount with them, where they also help pull in other related evaluation stuff. AmeriCorps. It's all 0 to 5, funding for 0 to 5, but they choose to use their funding. CAPC chooses to use its funding to also bolster the minimum sort of evaluation that we do.
And I guess so the $719,000 for applied survey research that is separate here. Please explain then, is that for either the Birth and Beyond or the Black Child Legacy
Yes, for all of that. Yes, for all 3 years. So the report out for all 3 years on BCLC, our annual evaluation report, and the Birth and Beyond.
Okay, that's what that
That's
covers.
what that is for, yep.
All right. Thank you so much.
Sure.
I apologize.
No,
Just
good
wanted
questions.
clarity.
Very good. Thank you. Any further questions by commissioners? Don't see anyone in the queue. Madam Clerk, do we have anyone signed up to speak on this?
No, sir, we do not.
All right, very good. I'd entertain a motion then.
I'll move it.
Okay, it's been moved by Commissioner Wirtz. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, and we have a second. Roll call vote, please.
Chair Serna.
Aye.
Commissioner Wesley.
Aye.
Commissioner Fernandez y Garcia.
Aye.
Commissioner Gordon.
Aye.
Commissioner Casirier.
Aye.
And Commissioner Wirtz.
Aye.
Thank you. Motion passes.
Thank you all. We'll try not to do that again.
Next item, please.
Next item, item number 11. Approve revenue agreement with Sacramento County Department of Human Assistance up to the amount of $4,688,443 for the CalWorks Home Visitation Program and an expenditure agreement up to the amount of $4,448,433 with the Child Abuse Prevention Council of Sacramento to provide direct services for the period of July 1st, 2024 through July 30th, 2025.
Very good. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. I'm Chris Clinton, planner for the CalWorks Home Visiting Program. The current CalWorks contract is set to end June 30th, 2024. Therefore, staff is coming to you today to request the same contracting authorities as last year. Staff is seeking approval to enter into a revenue agreement with DHA up to the amount of $4.7 million for the CalWorks Home Visiting, and to execute an expenditure agreement up to the amount of $4.45 million with CAPC for direct program implementation. First 5 will retain $240,000 for the costs associated with oversight of the program, and if the home visiting program is reduced by DHA after the state final budget hearings, we will amend the agreements at that time pending DHA's directive.
All right, very good, thank you. Do we have anyone signed up to speak on this matter?
No, sir, we do not.
Okay.
I'll move the item.
Okay, I think we have do you have a question?
I did have a
Okay.
question.
We do have a motion. Let me take care of that first.
apologize.
Is there a second on the motion?
I could second it.
Okay, so it's been moved and seconded. Now we have a question.
I'm sorry, I didn't get my question quick enough. If the money doesn't come through, do we have? We don't have a backup plan or anything? I guess so we're just in limbo. And if it comes through at any particular number, then will these numbers be proportional? Is that how we would do it?
Correct. So we're hoping for the best.
Yeah.
We've crunched some numbers, provided them to Siobhan and Ethan Dye, who's the director of the Department of Human Assistance, about what the reductions would mean. On the table right now was a 47% reduction in CalWORKs home visiting. We're cautiously optimistic that it's not going to be that, but there is a possibility that there will be a reduction, and so we would have to look at what a new scope of work might look like and what definitely fewer families would be able to be served.
Isn't there, though, and maybe Michelle, you can help answer this, isn't there the possibility, though, that because we, the county, finalize our budget in September after the state concludes their final budget, that in the worst case scenario, we, the Board of Supervisors, could reconsider that at that time?
As like a growth request or something from DHA?
Well, in an effort to make sure that nothing falls through the cracks here.
For sure.
Okay.
Yes.
And of course, that takes 5 or 3 votes to do at least. So there is that bit of assurance, I suppose, that could be at least reconsidered.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. Michelle, did you want to say something?
Just if I could make a note on that. So the home visiting programs are the only 2, along with Nurse Family Partnership, that are evidence-based. And so it just is beyond me that those would be up for a $47 million cut.
Correct.
So hoping for the best as well.
Point taken. All right. We have a motion and a second. Roll call vote, please.
Chair Cerna.
Aye.
Commissioner Wesley.
Aye.
Commissioner Fernandez y Garcia.
Aye.
Commissioner Gordon.
Aye.
Commissioner Casirier.
Aye.
Commissioner Calles. Aye. And Commissioner Wirtz.
Aye.
Thank you. Motion passes.
Next item, please.
Item number 12. Approve amendment to the Building Strong Families revenue and expenditure contracts to extend the contract term and increase the expenditure agreement by $120,000 for the period July 1, 24 through June 30, 25.
Back at you, Chris Clinton, Program Planner for the Building Strong Families Program. In 2022, First 5 and DCFAS launched the Building Strong Families Program, funded through ARPA. Family Resource Centers, along with BCLC's Community Incubator Leads, hired 15 family support navigators that connect families to critical services in the communities that were hit hardest by COVID. Today, staff is coming to you to approve a third amendment with DCFAS to extend the term for an additional 18 months through June 30th, 2026, to allow more time for FRCs to fully spend down their allocated contract funds. Staff is also requesting approval to amend the expenditure agreement with the Child Abuse Prevention Council to extend their contract term for the period of October 1, 2022 through June 30th, 2026. In addition, staff is requesting approval to increase CAPC's contract by $120,000 for a 1-year period, July 1, 2024 through June 30th, 2025, to provide contract oversight and monitoring. This will bring the total contract amount for CAPC to $1.9 million. Your approval today will allow us to maximize the funding available through ARPA and to provide additional infrastructure funding to CAPC to ensure resources flow to the FRCs for navigation services.
Service chair. Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you. Madam Clerk, do we have anyone signed up to speak on this matter?
No, sir, we do not.
Okay, any questions from commissioners? Not entertain a motion. The chair will move. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Roll call vote, please.
Chair Serna.
Aye.
Commissioner Wesley.
Aye.
Commissioner Fernandez y Garcia.
Aye.
Commissioner Gordon.
Aye.
Commissioner Casirier.
Aye.
Commissioner Katari.
Aye.
And Commissioner Wirtz.
Aye.
Thank you. Motion passes.
Thank you. Next item, please.
Item number 13, approve payment of $179,383.39 to Child Abuse Prevention Council Incorporated for Birth and Beyond AmeriCorps services.
Good afternoon. It's a pleasure to be here for my very first commission meeting, and a very special meeting, too. This is before you today to request authority to pay an overlooked CAPC invoice for the invoicing period of June 2021 for Birth and Beyond AmeriCorps services. First Five has internal controls in place to avoid unpaid invoices like this. However, in 2021, due to the pandemic, staff were working primarily from home, and First Five Commission also experienced some administrative staff turnover, which led to an internal control process not being followed. As a result, this invoice went unpaid. It should be noted that this is the only exception to the Commission's perfect invoice payment record, and internal controls are being reviewed, and all new staff are being trained to follow the checks and balances that are in place. The First Five Commission and CAPC have a long-standing successful partnership, and we want to ensure they're reimbursed for all services provided, and carryover funds from the fiscal year 23-24 budgets will be used to fund the outstanding invoice.
Very good. Thank you. Question, Julie. Have we already talked to our auditor? I know we get audited every year, don't we?
We do.
And have they been made aware of this?
Not yet.
Okay.
I think they come in like
Because they
August
always
is when it
want to talk
starts.
to me as chair.
Yeah.
So I just want to make sure that I'm reminded about this
I'll
in the interest of
remind you.
full disclosure
Yes,
to the auditor.
totally.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Very good.
We're pretty sure it will be an immaterial finding as our budget is $22 million and this was $179,000. But it was, it was an oversight.
Gotcha. Okay. Thank you. Any questions of staff? Seeing none, we do have a member of the public that wishes to address the commission. David Baker. Now it is.
It is on now. Well, thank you, Chair Cernan and members. I actually don't really, I do appreciate you, I guess, paying the AmeriCorps folks, but really I probably out of order here, where I just really want to, again, express our appreciation for the work that you're doing and the programs that you're funding. I especially excited about the work that we're going to get to do with the parent leader group, the PLTI. I had no idea. My staff, Michelle, left, but she raves about this. She's been involved in it for the last couple of years, and she raves about the group, but I had no idea until I got to come here and hear about what an amazing work. So I'm actually very more excited than we ever were about doing that. So I do thank you for that. I had a lot of things on here that I wanted to say that we really appreciate the work that you're doing there, so I kind of just put it at the end. And I'm just going to add that I appreciate what you have to say, Chair Cerna, about the CalWorks. I think we've talked about that before, but about how we're going to make sure that we can preserve that. It was good news that at least the legislature is pushing back with a little bit better. And it's not on here, but I want to mention that the mandated parenting that was brought up at the last time, and Michelle, I'm pretty sure you and Siobhan have a lot to do with the fact that it was included, and we'll be back here to make sure it's included on Wednesday in the full budget. We really do appreciate that. So I think there was a woman here who I'm involved with on a lot of different programs who said it best about the work that we're able to do at the Children's Home because of your guys' support and how we're able to leverage that to bring even more dollars in. So I truly appreciate that, and we look forward to working more with you guys. So thank you so much.
Thank you, David. All right. There are no questions by Commissioner. I'd entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the payment.
Okay. Is there a second?
Second.
All right. We have a motion and a second. Roll call vote, please.
Chair Cerna.
Aye.
Commissioner Wesley.
Aye.
Commissioner Fernandez y Garcia.
Aye.
Commissioner Gordon.
Aye.
Commissioner Casirier.
Aye.
Commissioner Katari.
Aye.
Commissioner Wirtz.
Aye.
Thank you all. Motion passes.
Very good. Thank you. All right, next item, please.
Okay, item number 14, public hearing, annual review of the First Five Sacramento 24 to 27 strategic plan.
Great. So each year, statute requires us to hold a public hearing on our strategic plan. The 2024 through 2027 strategic plan with a spending plan of $44.6 million was approved on April 3rd. The framework is in your packet. The conceptual framework is a reminder of what we are going to be doing over the next 3 years. It will start July 1st, and staff are not recommending any changes to the 2024-27 strategic plan at this time, and the public hearing will satisfy the requirement of the various statutes of the Children and Families Act.
All right, very good, thank you. Any questions of staff? No? Okay, we don't have to take any formal action on this.
We do not.
Okay. I probably, just for the record, should say public hearing is open. Madam Clerk, do we have any sign and speak on this?
No, sir, we do not.
I will close the public hearing. All right, very good. Next item, please.
Item number 15, public hearing, review and comment on the First Five California annual report for 23-24.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. I'm here today to provide you with a summary of the First Five California fiscal year 22-23 annual report. As you know, every year we submit an annual report to the First Five California Commission in October, as well as the other 57 commissions. And so they put the report together and send us a copy in the spring. So your attachment is the annual report for First Five California, and you can see the state policy efforts and revenue. First Five California's policy agenda focuses on 4 categories: building resilient families and communities, optimize child health, promote sustainability of early childhood investments, and strengthen the state's quality early learning mixed delivery system. You can read additional efforts on page 12 of the report. The 4 program result areas supported by First Five California mirror those of our county commissions. They're improved family resiliency, improved child health, improved child development, and improved systems of care. According to the annual report, First Five California received $67.5 million, and that was a decrease of 13% from the previous year. County commissions received $270.3 million, and that was a 12% decrease from previous years. Collectively, the 58 commissions provided services in the 3 service categories as follows: improved family resiliency, 822,781 services with an expenditure of $97 million. Improved child development, 199,548 services with an expenditure of $78 million. And improved child health, 386,686 services, for a total of $285 million amongst those 3 service focus areas. Additionally, the expenditures for the systems improvement was $86 million. And the categories in that area was 66% of the expenditures under systems building, 33% under policy and public advocacy, and 1% under the emergency and disaster relief. The combined total expenditures equals $371 million. Highlights of program services provided by county commissions can be found on page 30 to 53. Our First Five Sacramento highlights can be found on page 44, which highlights our systems improvement work. That concludes my report.
Very good, thank you, Carmen. Any questions for staff? Commissioner Wirtz?
Yeah, just a couple things. One, I thought that this is a useful report to look at. I think Sacramento fits well into it, but I just want to point out on page 9 is the theory of change. And I think it does a great job of showing how we're using results-based accountability. So I just think that just looking at that page is really valuable. The second thing I just wanted to point out is that under the Build Resilient Families and their policy work, they say they're supporting efforts to ensure economic security and financial stability through expansion of paid family leave programs, creation and continuation of the tax credits and incentives, and investment in stable food and housing security. And I just can't stress more that how important that framing is for helping our families and our communities. So I think our report on page 44 highlights that same kind of approach. That so I just thought it's a useful document, and there's $2 million set aside for a 25-year look back to evaluate the effects of the first 25 years of First Five California. And I think that's going to be extremely interesting. And I hope we've done a good enough job in the evaluation world to be able to, and I'm afraid we're not going to be able to show anywhere near the kind of work that's been done through I don't think the evaluation work will be able to highlight all of that, but we are going to get a 25-year look back at the effects of First Five, and hopefully that will be of value to all of us.
Great, thank you. All right, Madam Clerk, anyone sign up to speak on this?
No, sir.
Okay, very good. This is not a vote requirement, so we will move on to, but it is public hearing. Anyone wish to address the commission on this matter? All right, seeing none, close the public hearing. And next item, please.
Item number 16, presentation, creating pathways towards racial equity, diversity, and inclusion through participatory grant making.
Great.
All right.
Well, it's really hard to follow up the PLTI presentation from earlier, but I am equally excited about the ready work that we've done over the past couple of years and what we are gearing up to accomplish next fiscal year with participatory grant funding. So staff will tag team this presentation with our ready partners, April Jean from Pure Genius Consulting and Stephanie McElmore-Bray from Touchstone Leadership Group. And I will let April kick us off.
Thanks, Julie.
Yep.
Good afternoon, commissioners. My name is April Jean, principal of Pure Genius Consulting, and as always, it's an honor to be here in front of you all. It feels like it's been a while. I'm equally as sad to follow PLIT. But I think that this presentation and what we all heard here today is such a beautiful example of what it looks like when systems and organizations are walking in lockstep with community and what's possible. So with that, I just want to also note that I'm here with my dear colleague and sister friend, Stephanie McElmore-Bray, who many of you all may already know from her time as CEO at the United Way Capital Region, and she's now the CEO of Touchstone Leadership Group. So I'm excited that she and I have partnered and collaborated on First Five's Ready work, and I look forward to our future work together as we head into the 24-25 project year. All right, so to set the tone for today's presentation, I'm going to try to move through this quickly, so I'm going to stick directly to my notes today because I know we have a lot to cover. So you'll hear my voice briefly for about 5 minutes or so because I want to update you on First Five's internal org development work and capacity building initiative. And then you'll hear from Stephanie and the First Five team, Latina and Julie, and they'll be focusing heavily on laying the foundation for the future initiative, which is participatory grant making. And we'll also share some future goals for the 24-25 project year. And finally, we'll want to engage you, the commissioners, for your input, questions, and opportunity to engage in next year's efforts. So before we dive in, I want to show you a year-by-year timeline and outline of the goals that First Five and Pure Genius have set for each project year and what's been accomplished and set the stage for 24-25. Where we'll dig deeper into participatory grant making. I was sharing with the Ready Task Force a couple of weeks ago that I can't believe that we're heading into our 4th year together. It's been an incredible undertaking, and I'm just really excited that you all chose me as your partner in this work. As you'll see in the image, year 1 focused specifically on internal assessment. So during this period, some of you all participated in this work. We assessed the state of First Five's ecosystem and identified specific Ready priorities, and these priorities included identifying a central purpose and vision, clarifying roles and responsibilities, beginning to develop a communications infrastructure built on Ready principles, conducting a series of trainings, learning and capacity building sessions for First Fives team member, and then also creating a multi-year budget for your Ready efforts. In year 2, we delve deeper into these priorities by focusing heavily on training and capacity building, which we'll share more about on the 3rd slide. But this phase enhanced the skills, knowledge, and resources necessary to improve individual and organizational competence in Ready work, ensuring that all First Five team members approach their work through a strategic Ready lens. Year 3 introduced participatory grant making under Stephanie's support and guidance. We began to explore this strategy and engage First Five stakeholders and communities in investing in long-term transformation for BIPOC children aged 0 to 5 and their families. And as we head into year 4, we'll dig deeper into this process from an organizational development perspective. We will build out a Ready action plan and lay the foundations for First Five's future work. And I look forward to the day where I can really stand back and cheer you all on. All right, so slide 3. So I want to take a chance because I really feel like this is the core of the work, and oftentimes organizations kind of skip over this part. So I shared on the previous slide that year 2 and year 3 was focused heavily on training, capacity building, and org development. And so I want to share a little bit about First Five's Leading Forward effort. And so through a series of 5 convenings, we engaged in activities designed to create First Five's individual and collective capacity building roadmap. And so before I share a little bit more about the goal, I want to share a quote from activist Grace Lee Boggs, who once said, "We must transform ourselves to transform the world." This principle can be a challenging pitfall for many organizations because they often underestimate the necessity of capacity building. However, First Five has truly leaned into transforming self by embracing capacity building and increasing their knowledge around racial equity, diversity, inclusion, and cultural responsiveness. They've embraced these concepts, frameworks, conversations to enhance their confidence, cadence, and competence in facilitating dialogue and leading discussions. This, in turn, naturally supports transformation within their system and outside of their system and will drive their future work. We also spent a considerable amount of time walking through a process that began with deep self-reflection, understanding each team member's unique backgrounds, perspectives, and journeys in this work. We then assessed their abilities using an equity-driven leadership assessment, which included a series of questions covering several domains of equity. Finally, we're building out the team's individual and collective capacity building goals. At our final retreat in April, Stephanie and I were incredibly impressed and excited about the progress that the team had made, the conversations that were being had, the questions that emerged from that convening, and all of these things are driving your work forward, and I'm truly looking forward to future opportunities that this work will bring for you all. So, with all of that said, the core goals for the Leading Forward effort include, and you can view this here on the slide here, establishing a shared understanding of Ready language concepts and frameworks, and this is a foundational goal that ensures that everyone is aligned around common language and concepts for effective communication. Fostering a greater understanding of systems change, so we explored the interconnected nature, as we example today, between self, organizations, communities, and systems, and understanding how these elements work together. We also co-created individual and collective capacity building development plans and developed practical strategies to enhance core competencies around Ready work. And finally, I feel the most important one is strengthening relationships and bonds amongst the team members to shift organizational culture. So this goal, again, is most important as it fosters cohesion, supportive environments, and it also creates the building blocks for long-term sustainable change. So this incredibly comprehensive process supports the ongoing development of First Five's team, ensuring that all of you all are well equipped, leading transformative efforts in your community and within the agency itself, and also the county at large. And so I'm excited about the progress. I'm honored to help support you all and be your partner in this work. And I look forward to the potential that this work will bring forward for all of you all. So that wraps up my portion of the presentation. I'll hand it over to Latina and Stephanie, who will introduce participatory grant making.
Good afternoon, Commissioners and Chair Cerna. thank you, April, for that great presentation. It's really awesome to sit back and hear about all the work that we've been doing over the past 3 years, because we have been immersed in the work, and just to be able to take a step back and kind of hear about it, and have you all hear about it as well. So I wanted to take a moment before we get into the next part of our presentation, which is sure to be just as inspiring and energizing, you all, this introduction to our participatory grant-making process, which we're calling PGM. So I wanted to take just a quick moment to reflect on our journey and how we got here from our perspective, and provide a little bit of context for you all. So like I said, you've heard about all the good work that we've been doing over the past few years, and just to say that none of it would be possible without your leadership. This commission took a brave and a courageous and necessary first step when it approved its resolution for racial equity and social justice, and that really started our journey as staff on our Ready Plus CR pathway and supporting this commission. But not only that, this commission gave staff a clear directive to create an action plan to move that work forward, and to not just have this resolution be ideals, but how can we make that happen? And so this bold new direction of this commission allowed us to take a deeper look into our internal operations and how we operate as a commission, how we're engaging and serving our partners, our parents, our communities. And so thankfully, we had money in our budget for systems change work, and we were able to hire our phenomenal consultants to help us on this journey, because it was very clear that we needed professional help to get this done. And to gain the capacity to fully support your vision, because this was definitely new territory for all of us. So we had to learn to embrace new and at times uncomfortable spaces to get this work done and to get to where we are in our growth as staff. And also, just in the midst of our journey, this commission took another brave step, participated in a brand new strategic planning process, which centered equity and sharing power with community. And we are witness to how powerful that can be, right? And so now we have this new innovative strategic plan to look forward to. And in the strategic plan, this commission identified racial equity and parent partnership and leadership as top funding priorities. So we're really proud of that. And as we continue to put one foot in front of the other, our steps kind of organically led us here to this PGM process, where staff feel that we're now almost sort of kind of ready to put into action the values that we're learning as a team. We feel that we're becoming better equipped to support this larger systems change work. So lastly, I want to acknowledge that this commission continues to lead by example. And in this case, we're able to do this exciting new thing, just as the county is simultaneously exploring similar goals and initiatives. This PGM process will open up the door and pilot an equitable distribution of resources in the county. We are so happy to have Ms. Bray on board leading this effort. I know you will be inspired about what you're going to learn about the PGM process, and you will naturally begin to see yourself and think about how you can champion these efforts, which is great because that's what we hope for and that's what we need to make this a success. So thank you.
Thanks, Latina.
So first, I want to acknowledge the First Five Sacramento Commission. You are taking such bold steps around racial equity as a government agency, because that is not common. I also want to acknowledge Julie and her leadership of the First Five Sacramento team in getting them to this place. I'm humbled and honored to be working with April Jean on this journey. And I'm going to jump into my slides. I'm going to go through them kind of fairly quickly because I want to allow for any questions and answers that you might have.
And before you do that, I just want to acknowledge the fact that Commissioner Gordon did have a conflict that he had to attend to. It's not that he didn't. Yeah. No, I just want to point that out. So,
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, so as Latina alluded to, and also from April's presentation, there's been a path towards this process, starting with the county declaring racism as a public health crisis, and then approving the resolution addressing racial equity and social justice, and then First Five launching an internal Ready organizational development initiative, which then led to the first ever Ready-centered strategic planning process for the 24-27 grant-making cycle, which allocated $5.2 million to be invested in racial equity funding. The ultimate goal, which we are here now, is to explore the participatory grant-making process as a community engagement and investment strategy. And that language is intentional because community engagement is the foundation of a successful approach to this work. And it lays the groundwork for long-term transformation for BIPOC children 0 to 5 and their families, which is the ultimate goal. That's the purpose of the commission. The principles of participatory grant making, I bring this up because they align very much with DEI and the Ready CR principles when you think about it. Involving the people closest to the issue or opportunity, engaging rather than informing to foster that multi-directional communication, ensure equitable participation of diverse people, voices, ideas, and information. The professionals are the partners and not the drivers of public problem solving. And you must be transparent about the decision-making process so that you can foster shared accountability. And so in approaching this work, I was engaged back in the fall as the team was starting to think about how they would apply the investment in racial equity, specific to the grant-making process. And so the first phase, it was important for them to look internally at their process and to even ask themselves, could we even do this? I mean, we're a government agency. We're talking about tax dollars, right? What do we have to shift in order to make this happen? And we really needed to identify and verify what flexibility was there in the process, what autonomy did they have to lift up this type of a process. And I also shared with them, there's one precedent that I was able to find of a government agency engaging in this process. It's the New York Department of Public Health. And they worked with a community, they worked with Harlem. They had much smaller dollars to invest, but they engaged this process. And they had even less determined than Sac County. I mean, they knew they had money, but they wanted to invest it in improving health outcomes for that particular community. But that was it. And so they engaged the community to determine, what outcomes do we want, right? What problems are we trying to solve? And then they were able to stand up this process. And so after phase 2, I presented the findings to the staff. And we also had an amazing gift. I did some external discovery, looking at the funding process through what I thought would be the lens of the community-based organizations. And I looked at everything from what kind of outreach was done, how were the RFPs written, how was the public communication. But we also had a gift. It so happened that the county invested in a CBO landscape analysis in partnership with Sac State. And so April and I were able to participate in that process, which was so robust. And we worked with the Institute for Social Research. Yes. And through that, we were able to do outreach to engage small nonprofit organizations that were BIPOC-led and serving, and that had not received funding, had kind of decided that they were never going to get funding. But we needed their perspective. so that we could figure out how best to partner with those CBOs and get those resources out into those organizations that are serving the community. And so we learned a lot through that, and you're going to hear more about that in the coming months. And so based on those findings, we came up with a set of recommendations to the First Five staff. I think most importantly, though, we were able to line up and show them what the current process looks like versus what a future process could look like, right? And the current process was very much governed by the staff. There was some community engagement, but it certainly wasn't as robust as it could have been. The procurement methods, the request for proposals, the outreach, the metrics and outcomes were decided based on what we believe were dominant culture norms, based on what we learned from those BIPOC-led and serving CBOs, and even the evaluation partner. And then there was the capacity building that was really done based on kind of a retrofitting. It's like, okay, we've identified some challenges. Let's figure out how we can meet the needs of these organizations so they can apply for funding, which was great. I mean, that was amazing. But a future process is even more exciting. Now you're talking about a community design request for applications just to select a deliberative body to make the decisions about how grants are awarded. Community co-created requests for proposals, as well as the community engagement, outreach, and application processes, so that they're not barriers and that there is equitable access to those processes. The metrics, methods, and outcomes are co-created with community. And I want to make sure that you understand that we're not saying to everybody, oh, come and tell us how to give away this money. You know, we are targeting organizations and community leaders that are aligned with First Five Commission's purpose and mission, right? These are folks that are engaging with children 0 to 5, engaging with families to improve their outcomes. We want to hear from them. And then compensating them for their community expertise, because they're the experts of their experience. They know best. They know the problems. They know the solutions. And so we also developed a theory of change around the grant-making process. And just to very quickly walk through. And so you see the assumptions, which were assumptions based on the Ready CR capacity building work that the team has done. Their belief that all communities and voices are valued, that individuals have the ability and will change institutions and systems because they have the will to do that, and that their team lives by those values. And then the principles of participatory grant making are restated there. And so you can see a through line on the top. The importance of relationships, which we've talked about, moving from the transactional ways that the Sacramento team, First Five Sacramento team has worked with organizations to get those dollars out, to one based on relationship. People, looking at the entire ecosystem. Who else can we engage in this process? What other stakeholders have a vested interest in the success of this approach? The financial resources have been committed. Information. How are we going to communicate? How are we going to foster that multi-directional communication? Leading to the outputs. But you'll notice in the green on the side, there are some cross-cutting themes, and some of them we heard about today, right? Learning and evaluation, sustained engagement, and then shifting narratives. And then the outputs. What are we going to do? Well, we have to build out a decision-making framework. We have to make sure there are feedback mechanisms so that we can foster that shared accountability, so that we can foster conflict resolution, right? Policy and systems change. What about the current policies, practices, and processes need to change in order to support an effective PGM model? And then we get to the outcomes. Intermediate, we're building a coalition. Communities for change. We're engaging the community in an authentic way. We are asking them what they need so that they can participate in the change that we want to see. We're building their knowledge and skills. And then, of course, long term, we're talking about active, engaged CBOs, community leaders, and stakeholders. And so, again, the root of this is community engagement. And then the impact, which is beautiful. More equitable distribution of resources, equitable evaluation of outcomes, and shared accountability. There are 2 work streams, and they're very distinct, but they're interrelated in really important ways. The first is a deliberative panel. Who's going to do it? And how do you determine who's going to sit on that panel, right? So we'll need community members. Many of them you heard from today, right? These are leaders, right? Why not have them help support this process and select the deliberative panel that's going to decide who's going to get funding? And then the grant-making process itself. The panel selects the grantees invested in improving outcomes for families with children aged 0 to 5. And they would make those recommendations in partnership with the staff, and then it would come to the commission. And just a little bit of a deeper dive into the panel work stream. So there's the engagement and recruitment. And again, every step of the way, the community is going to lead the creation of these processes. The panel selection, everything from what should the application look like? How do we make sure it gets out broadly? What framework are we going to use to decide? Right? And if we sit on the panel, does that mean we can't apply for funding? Right? These are all questions that have been answered. They've all been answered by the community, right? So that everybody has a stake in it. And they're accountable to each other. The onboarding of the panel, what do they need in order to be effective, in order to deliberate? What training do they need? And then post-deliberation, we not only celebrate the success, but we also determine what did we learn from it? How do we make it better in the future, right? Because this is a model that we want to sustain over time. And then the grant-making work stream, that's where the rubber meets the road, right? Everything from developing the RFP. And that's where that narrative comes in, how we talk about the problem and talk about the solutions and really look at it from an abundance perspective and not a deficit perspective, because we know that there are assets that exist. I really love that somebody said, look, I don't have generational wealth, but I got social capital. That's right. And that's what we're talking about, right? How are we going to announce the RFP? When's it going to open? How long is it going to stay open? Are we going to have a bidders conference or some way to orient the RFP to the communities that we're targeting? The awards. Who are we going to select? How are we going to select them? And then that's essentially when the deliberative panel's work stops. Then the staff is responsible for making sure that the grantees that are selected are onboarded, identifying what capacity building needs they might have because we want them to be successful, right? And, the panel can stay engaged. They can certainly continue to understand the work that's being done. And then the evaluation would focus on 2 streams. There would be an evaluation of the actual PGM process itself. There is so little data about the effectiveness of this process. And so it's an opportunity for this commission to add new knowledge on the effectiveness of this approach. What you learn, what kind of impact did it have on the community that was engaged with it? How could you make it better? How do you sustain it? And then there's the actual evaluation of the outcomes, the grantee outcomes. And that's where really thinking about how to engage an evaluation partner who has experience in equitable evaluation. And that is a thing. It's still emerging, but it's definitely a thing. And so what are the next steps? What's the timeline? Well, the staff is engaged in doing mapping of the ecosystem, the first 5 ecosystem, the stakeholders who are involved, their roles and responsibilities. So that's all of the committees. It'll include the commission and any other stakeholders that have been identified that it would be important to understand how they can support this process. And then co-designing the community engagement strategy. And that's where we would go out and have assemblies out in communities to hear, what would a community engagement strategy look like? Identify and build core competencies needed to engage in the process. And that's where April's work really continues. How do we ensure that the First 5 Sacramento team is continuing to build their capacity and their capability around this work to effectively support the process? And then activating the 2 work streams. It's go time, right? To make sure that recommendations come to this commission so that dollars can start to flow out into the community by July 1st, 2025. And so I think that is my last slide, and I'll turn it over to Julie.
Thank you. And so you can see funding doesn't go out until about a year from now, because there's a lot of stuff that has to happen between now and then. But I get to wrap up the presentation with this slide, which is really our call to action for commissioners and anyone else who wants to help us pull this off, because it can't just be an effort of the staff and our consultants to do this work. We need to move from that conceptual framework idea that we have to actual getting money out the door. And so that is a variety of ways in which you can see that you can assist us. And when we do pull it off, we'll be the first county department to complete a participatory grant-making process. We're actually piloting something for the whole county, which I'm really proud of. I know Siobhan had to leave early, but she was going to talk a little bit about the work that the county is doing around CBO capacity building to really bring on more BIPOC rooted, owned, operated, and serving community-based organizations. She's already started systems change. She's brought together our Department of Finance and our county leaders to talk about what are the things that are within our power to change already in how we get money out the door. That's the kind of leadership that I'm talking about. So that wraps us up. We are all happy to answer any questions. This isn't like you're one and done. And clearly we'll be back and there'll be updates in the executive director's report and all that other good stuff. But that wraps it for us.
Great, thanks, Julie. Just a note, maybe for future presentations, you might want to darken the
Can't see a
text.
thing, huh? Good to know.
We need some contrast there. It's difficult to read there. Yeah, I just want to say this is very inspirational to hear about kind of this opportunity to do a major shift in terms of, quite frankly, relinquishing some of the, command and control of something as important as making sure that when we have an eye towards providing resources for good work in the community, that it's honest and it's not just a product of those that are in power in the typical sense. I do want to make mention of the fact that Dr. Kassiri and I both had the opportunity last week to speak to a young reporter for Associated Press from Atlanta, and she's doing, I'm not sure how big the the piece is going to be, but she's doing a story on various communities across the country that adopted resolutions similar to the one that the County of Sacramento adopted and that we adopted here at First Five. And I also explained to her that I was very much engaged when I was serving on the California Resources Board, that we also did a similar resolution there too. So you might want to keep an eye out for that in the coming weeks. Yeah. Dr. Kassiri?
Yes, looking forward to seeing how that will go. And actually, I'm thinking that it would be good for her to, I know she does listen in to some of the board meetings, so this would be a good one for her to listen to as well. Yeah. Thank you so much for the presentation and the update. This is exciting work. Exciting as it can be when you're dealing with numbers. But in public health, when we've done our own community surveys, this is one area that we've also found where there's a lot of concern about the county process for contracting. And so looking forward to you paving the way for us to be able to make changes.
Thank you.
And definitely if there's any way that we can help, we'd like to be a part of it as well.
Absolutely. There will be opportunities for everybody to change systems to the extent that you have the power to do so.
All right, Commissioner Williams.
Oh.
Who's that?
I think it might be me.
Oh, I was going to say.
I don't have a thing today, so. I'm either Williams or Qatari. I just wanted to say thank you. What a great presentation. As a mind that has been formed for 28 years in county government, it's like in a really good way. And I think this will bring about a great deal of discomfort for doing things differently, and that is a good thing. And not everyone may agree it's a good thing, but it's a good thing if we want to affect change. And I just want to call out, I appreciated that for the evaluation piece, we call out measures based on dominant culture, right? And we do that in child welfare. We do that across all the programs that we oversee. So I appreciate the calling out of that. We work very closely, our department, with First Five. So Julie, I'm in for the ride and the learning, and we'll go from there.
Thank you.
Commissioner Fernandez E. Garcia.
Hi, thanks for the presentation. It's very exciting. I did have a question about getting community voice, and it seemed like from the model that CBOs would be the point of contact for that, the organizing point. But you know, as we thought about this process when we were doing our ready work, it was more trying to be to cast a wider net than just focusing on CBOs. So I wonder, do we as First Five have a mechanism to create our own way of getting a broader voice than those who are brought together by the same CBOs who may have an interest in maintaining things the way they are?
For sure.
Yeah, that's an excellent question. And that's why the community engagement piece of this is so important. It really begins with going out into the community, whether it's through, we call them assemblies, where we root them in the community, we make it convenient for folks to get there so that we can get those diverse voices into the room to help design the community engagement strategy before we even get to recruiting the deliberative panel. So that's the beauty of this model. And, you know, I have to commend the First Five staff because they've done iterations of it. Mm-hmm. They have wanted to and have a strong desire to build those relationships and trust. And now, you know, given the Ready CR work and the capacity building that they've been doing, and they have built some trusting relationships too. I mean, the PLT program, TI program is a perfect example, right? And so they have so much to build on, but it really does start with determining, what is the most effective way to do community engagement so we get as many voices in the room as we can.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I know there's a lot to work out, but just to make sure that we're holding these assemblies in a space that's funded by a CBO
and that's accessible and that provides childcare and food, and so that there are no barriers for people to participate.
Thank you.
Commissioner Wesley.
Yeah, I actually was going to say something. I designed a program in the Bay Area, and we had folks apply, but in order to apply, their supervisors had to sign off. But then we came to realize that they were serving as gatekeepers, and I know this is a little bit different, but just keep being open to they're still gatekeepers, and they will do everything to keep that gate. And it's so nerve-wracking for them that they may come at it with unconventional ways to do that. So just be really careful. I'm sure you are. But yeah, it does happen. And when you go through unconventional ways of doing business not as usual, and not a status quo, people get very uncomfortable. But we also know what we've been doing hasn't been working as effectively as we could. So as you can see here, it was a testament to what works well, and it's when the community designs it for us, by us. So
Yes.
Commissioner Wirtz.
Just, I'm impressed and hopeful. I just have been around Sacramento organizing community efforts for a long time, and I don't know if anyone remembers SAC 21 or, we've gone to the community and done outreach to them many, many times, and so, and many times we end up hearing the same thing from the community. Stop asking me the same question. I've answered it 20 times. And secondly, I answered it 19 times and nothing happened. And so the issue of expectations is critical here. Again, we're talking about $5 million?
$5 million.
Yeah. You know what that means for Sacramento County with, with its population. So setting expectations is going to be really critical to what the nature of this work would be. I do think that focusing on systems change. And Michelle, I'm not saying this. I'm so excited we're doing a guaranteed income in Sacramento County, I think, because we can't get the contract done. I have no idea why. I'm not saying anything about that. But I was so happy to hear Siobhan is convening a group around looking at the systems problems of getting money out to community. So expectations and performance of us, our accountability to the community, that we're asking to do something really different. We're saying it's different. We have to be different in order to make this work. We can't set high expectations that we can't meet, and we can't put barriers in the way that's going to stop it from succeeding. So just a heads up from an old participant in Sacramento County community engagement.
Yeah, and I just want to say very quickly, that last slide, please do take the time to read through it, because there is going to be a role for the commission and for, again, I mentioned that ecosystem. That also includes the work that's being done in the various county departments, the Racial Equity Committee. It's going to take a village to get this done and to stand it up well. And so, yes, we are aware it's an audacious task. And we know through our engagement with the Institute for Social Research, we participated in those focus groups. We heard directly from those organizations. And yes, they said exactly what you said. So you're asking us again, you're asking us to fill out a survey, nothing's going to happen. And so I'll leave you with this. One of the things that we've been talking about, in addition to a robust community engagement strategy, we need a communication strategy that lifts up the wins, right? It's like, yes, we declared racism a public health problem. Yes, we've allocated funding to address racial equity. So now what? Right? And so it's going to be important to engage strategic communication to tell the story of what is changing here. Mm-hmm. And we need to do that soon.
Yeah. Very good. Thank you. All right. It's been a long but good meeting. This is the opportunity for commission members to provide any comments that they'd like to offer. Seeing none, I do want to do an adjournment in memory of today for someone who I know, Michelle, probably has some long history with Penny Clark. She was actually a founding member of the First Five Commission. She also was instrumental in those years right after the passage of Prop 10 to develop our very first strategic plan and how best to put those funds to work carrying out the mission of the First Five Commission. And I think it's appropriate that we adjourn in memory of Penny today. She was also a deputy county executive for social services and the DHA lead for the county. And she leaves a long legacy here in Sacramento County with regards to her focus on helping children and families. And so with that, if there's no further business, we will adjourn in memory of Penny Clark.